Wow! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESEA Grand Finals. My name is not eXtine, my name is Ro, and I'm joined here by eXtine. You could say hi.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're ringing in the Grand Finals here. We've got froyotech versus Ascent, but we're not going to be going over the pregame. We've got the zilly and BILLDOZER sitting in our analyst desk. We'll have a couple others joining along as the night progresses, but first, let's kick it over to them and give a shout out to Looster, our camera guy, who baited chat into a musical festival that did not happen, but it will be coming later, folks, so don't worry. BILLDOZER.
Yeah, it's the BILLDOZER here, joined by Zilly. Zilly, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
We're looking forward to a pretty exciting match tonight. Got a matchup for the ages. These guys have been playing together and against each other in ESEA since, man, a long time. Not necessarily these same six, but, the Ascent legacy, the Ascent bloodline has certainly had its place in ESEA. So we're going to be going over the rosters real quick. All of you should know the two rosters by now, but, not everybody's here all the time. So, Zilly, why don't you run down froyotech for me real quick?
Got, we'll start off with the bandman himself, Big Banny, playing the combo scout. On this flank partner, we got Eric, we got Habib on demo, Yomps on pocket, Blaze on roamer, and Nursey on medic. Pretty intimidating roster.
That is certainly true. And then for Ascent, we're going to have Yite and Slemnish on the scout combo, Jay on pocket, Laz on roamer, bot mode playing demo man, and Skis on medic. Two rosters with a lot of experience. This is their second time facing each other in grand finals with this exact six. And we're really excited to see what they can pull out here. Zilly, what do you think that Ascent coming up from the lower bracket is going to have to watch out for going into these two games? Our first map being Snakewater.
I think when they matched up against Froyo earlier in the upper bracket final, I think the biggest problem they found was that Habib was kind of just rolling them a lot. So if they definitely have probably tried to readjust their game plan on how to pressure Habib, and as well as the other problem is even if you are able to conquer get rid of all the pressure that Habib puts out, the soldiers also have pretty much godlike timings, and they're so frustrating to play against all the time. And for Ascent in particular, they'll basically have to I think it comes down to the bot mode versus Habib matchup. On if bot mode can keep up with Habib, then Ascent has a chance to win maps and maybe even win a series.
Yeah, it's worth noting bot mode's second season here on demo for Ascent, kind of seen as a weak point in the last grand finals, but I think certainly over the course of the season he has proven himself. He has the DM, he has the positioning to be able to hang with the best, and Habib is one of them. So we're waiting here for 12 to happen. We have 12. We're waiting for everybody to ready up. Seems like it's taking some time. Do we have anything that our casters want to say as well going into this?
Wow!
Man, I thought you guys were handling pregame.
We said a lot at first.
welcome to the big leagues, Billy. Now every once in a while you just gotta kill some time,
I'm not good at killing time.
Oh no, that's all right. We can help you out. No, I'm really excited here. Do we get a full prediction from Zilly though about how he thinks that this match is gonna play out over these three maps?
I think Froyo will take it, but I think we could potentially see a third map. I think this Ascent team is actually really strong.
Do you think we'll see a fourth map?
That would involve insane play on the side of Ascent, and some players on Froyo would have to choke, but froyotech is just known for having ice in their veins. It's just a really tall mountain for Ascent to climb, and they've got to ascend.
Ooh. All right, so one thing I do want to bring up as we're going over this is our maps for the night. Going to be Snakewater, as I stated, followed by Process, and then Viaduct.
And that's Ascent's pick.
Yeah,
the Process map.
Ascent picked Process and Viaduct, which ballsy move out of Ascent. froyotech being really well known for their pro Viaduct play. But, there's a good chance that they know something I don't.
just to clarify as well, there was some confusion in chat, but the way that these grand finals do work is that there is a significant upper bracket advantage that froyotech holds thanks to their victory in that winners bracket final. So Ascent actually have to win 2 best of 3 here tonight in order to win this grand finals. They have to reset the bracket by winning a best of 3. So we could see 4 maps. It could be a 2-0 Ascent, 2-0 Ascent. We could see a full-on 6 maps though, which would be extremely exciting. That is the dream, as much as our sleep schedules might regret it.
But
I do think that a 2-0 is going to be Ascent's best bet for trying to take this to a second best of 3, because for those of you that was here for the previous grand finals, Eric went what, like 54-12 or something like that.
Eric comes up clutch a lot.
Yeah, he's insane.
It's very underrated.
Yeah,
it's that Luca goer's blood in him.
He's an Oregon boy, best Oregon TF2er out there. That's for damn sure. And yeah, I definitely think that he gets like overlooked, which is pretty easy when you're paired up with Banny. Banny likes to make superstar plays, go for superstar plays, and draw attention to himself. Meanwhile, you got Eric, just the silent killer, like rolling through and cleaning up fights, while also Blaze and Yomps are just going crazy, bombing in and creating damage.
I think the Ascent players are actually also pretty underrated. I think if Jay and Yite have a really good performance, then this will be close. I think those are the 2 that need to step up.
Yeah, I think the last couple games, including the upper bracket finals and the lower bracket finals, Laz and Jay have been slaying it, bringing all sorts of crazy pressure. Laz doing awesome jumps. It's been a very long time, and I think Blaze was a much different player. It's been a very long time since you've been able to say that another roaming soldier can go toe-to-toe with Blaze when it comes to crazy jumps.
Yeah, I agree. Laz is actually kind of crazy. I played with him maybe 2 seasons or a season, and they're going live actually.
Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to go here. We had an awesome pregame by BILLDOZER and Zilly, but the match here about to start. ESEA Season 31 Invite Grand Finals. I'm one of your 2 casters, eXtine. I'm joined by Ro, Looster on production. How you doing, Ro?
I'm feeling excellent, man. This is, you know, the jitters are all over me. I'm very looking forward to this, and right away, Habib opting to go through the saw rollout, which means bot mode's going to be there a little bit faster and get an early shot, but he overshot it. Didn't quite connect with anyone there, and Blaze taking an early position onto the top right here. Going to be waiting potentially to go for a shot here. Bot mode's so low on health, actually managed to get picked off by Eric down the line. Now Blaze has jumped in, trying to follow up, but Yomps has already taken out Slemnish. Ascent has made a full retreat, but that's not going to stop the steamroll that is Blaze as he makes his way over to the bats, launches Blaz into the air, and then a follow-up from Habib will pick up that frag, and that puts Ascent all the way back to their last. They can't even defend second at this point, so a really good start from froyotech.
Yeah, they're flying through, keeping up this aggression, and trying to just convert this real quick. Ascent have to be a little bit careful here. They will be able to get the charge, and have at least been able to keep Froyo at base so far. Eric getting on the point, though, won't be able to get the capture. Does get time on it. Crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, he managed to pick off Jay in that process, and he should have died for it, frankly, but thankfully. What is happening? All these players are getting immediately low on health, and these chip shots from the scouts are just finding their mark, and now Banny is rushing over to the right side, going straight for the cap. They don't even have to worry about popping their Uber just yet. It actually delays for so long, and they actually get the force off. Nursey rotating back out, gonna have that Uber to work with as soon as the team respawns up. Ascent needs to find an opening, and Laz might be the man to do the job.
Yeah, certainly a
good backs off.
Good bounce back from Ascent there, giving themselves some breathing room. Nursey still has that Uber charge, but froyotech going to have to take a second here to figure out how they're going to push this offense in.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting things up. Habib is trying to clear some ground over here on the left side. Calls for it. They're rotating. It's going to be a very standard shutter push, clear the stickies if there are any, and then rush through. They see a gun right away, spamming it down, instantly drops. Banny's now rotating over to the left side, trying to get a little bit of ground for the rest of his team. Immediately takes down Slemnish while the cap is happening, but no one's going to give it up. Yite is standing on the point, and Bot Mode is flipping left and right. He's like a rotating chair trying to find a mark, but it doesn't work out for them. 4G have managed to pick up enough frags during that Uber on the sidelines, and then pincered for the win.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Ascent. Not able to keep Froyo at bay there. Then also, you know, Slemnish, other people getting collapsed on. There was a split second there where it seemed like maybe Bot Mode and company were going to be able to fight through. They kind of had Nursey separated from their players. But alas, the Froyo pressure too strong. Right now, Habib not finding the stickies on Bot Mode. As Bot Mode comes up ramp, froyotech trying to control up top here. They do have a scout up there. First person up there in this mid fight. And Lazarus takes 2 jumps across, gets behind Nursey. He's going to be able to take that Saw health pack. Yeah, gets a kill on Blaze in the meantime. Habib down as well. Jay able to shove away that soldier on ramp, but he does go down. He was super low. It's going to be Ascent winning that mid fight with Nursey getting away. She's kind of getting chased into a little bit, but she'll be fine.
Yeah, but this is a very good turnaround for Ascent. This is them putting their foot down, saying, no, you are not steamrolling us. It just came down to that mid, and now we're going to be rushing in. We know you don't have the Uber just yet. The aggression is so strong.
Oh, there we go.
Nursey falls down, and they haven't even popped their Uber off. They just sent in a sack, and Nursey was at 99%. This is the moment Ascent is ready to roll.
Yeah, Nursey usually bounces back when she makes mistakes, but that is not a good start to the night. The first offensive push from Ascent. They're able to get the drop. Laz, he got bounced. He right about shed. Somebody hit him with an air shot, but it just skipped him forward. He was probably going to pogo anyways. And then the support from his teammates, able to get that pick on Nursey.
Getting set up now. Ascent. They're back and forth. They're so antsy. They're like, we have full advantage. What do we do? What do we do? We go out left side, and they're going to send Bot Mode in immediately onto the heavy, trying to cut off his escape route. Eric solo on health gets the respawn bind, able to go out and survive, and they still haven't gotten any frags. They're going to kill the sentry on the point. They need to find other frags. They finally pick up Blaze, but Eric is on full health and is able to get a nice little frag onto Laz and rotating all around. Habib falls, though, so the no stickies on the point. 4G is able to get a little bit more of their heals around. It's just down to Jay, who needed the ammo pack, but couldn't pick it up, and there goes. Ascent loses their push from a number of potentially controversial things. I mean, Eric would have died there if he didn't have that instant swap. Maybe he switched classes, but still.
Yeah, that's one of those pro moves that is kind of generally acceptable, but a lot of players, kind of casual competitive players, might not have in their configs, in their binds. And Eric certainly returned back into that fight to make a big difference. He was kind of lurking underneath the shed, and one of the soldiers jumped forward onto the tractor. Eric got free shots on him from behind. froyotech trying to convert all this pressure. They do have an overcharge ready to push into mid here, and working it from 2 different angles right now. We do have Slemnish on sniper, and we'll get a shot at Habib here. Actually doesn't take it. Okay. Yeah.
He had so many opportunities to get Habib there, who was just casually mulling about in front of the sightline, but thankfully he did not fall to it. And now froyotech is going to be continuing this aggression. They're going to get some stickies into the forward spawns. This is something they're notorious for. They like to have all 5 of their players in the front lines while one person is capping mid. And thankfully they're never going to get the forward spawn, so they don't have to worry about any of that. And Ascent will be able to have all 6 players on their last, setting up for some kind of a defense here. They will have their Uber in time, but froyotech definitely knows how fringe these Ubers can be. So they're trying to push in quick, but it's too little too late.
Yeah, Laz trying to check the left side. Blaze coming in from the right side. Yomp's going to follow that up as well. Skis. Oh, no, he drops. As the high-flying soldiers. Yomp's getting the finish there. Is 3 dead for froyotech. Ascent going to try to pressure out here. But Habib getting 2 players at the trap. Bot Mode in trouble. Pistol down by Banny.
This is tough, but Ascent is not giving up yet. Oh, very strong bounce from Laz, who managed to surf all of that damage. Yite trying to delay as long as he can on that heavy. A quick little heal for Laz, and the respawns are going to be up. The Uber is just now fading. Banny's taking a lot of damage as it's fallen down. The respawns are only just now coming in from froyotech. Blaze jumps straight to the point, but Slemnish takes him down. Is now rotated his eyes onto Eric, who immediately falls to the J Rocket, and the respawning Bot Mode will be able to throw in some support here. It's just down to Habib and Nursey. What a clutch defense from Ascent, rotating their heals and their players onto the bodies and onto the point just enough to pull a miracle of a hold, and Ascent is not out of the running, and Ubers are, relatively speaking, even.
Yeah, great tenacious defense there. Really felt like with Skis going down so early that it just wasn't going to happen. but Ascent willing themselves to stay in this round. And that first round, that's easy to shake off. It was just 2 quick mistakes, but you know, this round's being a little bit more danger of just being outplayed and kind of crushing your motivation, momentum. But Ascent right now is still standing super strong. They're in this match.
Here we are, our first pseudo stalemate. 4G do have their Uber advantage, but it's very, very slight. However, last time they weren't at, you know, the same amount of advantage, and they went for the sack play. So I imagine froyotech might pull something out again, but this time they've got Eric on the sniper, so we'll see how they work him on either the left side or the right side. But Ascent, they have Yite, and he's watching that drop down religiously, making sure nothing peeks this left side. And with the sentry setup, there are a lot of potential things that can go well for Ascent's defense, while froyotech tries to find an angle with Eric.
Yeah, Eric not really finding an opening yet. Now he's a little bit closer in on lobby. Calls for buffs around. We do have the double off class from Ascent, Yite on sniper, while we have Slimnish on engineer. Froyo poking from Shutter. Wow.
Just Slimnish kill. It was not anything important, just the engineer. But there was so much damage, and Eric was committing to it. Even as he was getting spammed out, he was ready to get that shot, and he hit it. And now we're seeing 2 players down, and a lot of aggression coming out from froyotech. They're pushing out this right side from the perspective of defense. Skis pops his Uber off and is able to get a little bit of a link to his soldiers, and they pick up Yomps as well as Blaze. No soldiers means they have a lot of openings to get behind, and Laz immediately launches Nursey into the air and gets the air shot, but it doesn't matter. Nursey pops it off really quickly, and they're rushing through the shutter to try and get some ground, but it's too little too late. This last is so much ground to cover that if you're Ubering anywhere outside of lobby, you're not getting into last.
Yeah, and that air shot on Nursey, one of those shots where, you know, literally 0 damage, but, you know, throwing Nursey in the air there does kind of just stop their ability to get through Shutter. If she had just 1 more second of forward momentum, they might have continued with that push. But great job by Ascent. That gives them at least, you know, this very, very slim advantage, but enough of an advantage that they really don't have to worry about froyotech coming in with an Uber charge before them.
And right now, we're 3 minutes into this round. This particular froyotech holding second, Ascent holding last. No one's had any opportunities to push in or out and change this, so this round timer is ticking away. I don't think it's happened in a long time, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since a round timer has reset.
Yeah, we almost had one in one of the playoff games recently, but you know, got within about 2 minutes, and then you know, action happened. So it is certainly a rarity. There's been some discussion about speeding it up to try to create more action, more pressure on the offensive team here, or you know, discussion between different formats as we move into other leagues in the future. Right now, Banny is going down though, as this pressure for froyotech doesn't really work out. They're still going to be maintaining their hold with Habib on the balcony. He's been able to get some great traps, getting picks on Ascent as they push out. So they're kind of hesitant to go here. As I say that though, it does look like they found some sort of opening, and Slimnish in bot mode run into the lobby. Now the hesitation sinks in though, and they back up.
Yeah, and Banny was waiting very patiently at the forward spawn so that Eric could back up and put on his sniping shoes. Banny, notorious in my memory, especially at one of the Insomnia series where he pulled off 3 insane headshots on Snakewater. But no, he's not going to be using it. They're going to be putting it all on Eric once again, who's got the shot onto Slimnish, but he loses it. Tried to stay crouched, and Slimnish, his aim is true, and he hit it. So now we're going to be seeing what kind of ground he can get here, and a little bit of pressure from lower. Might be Laz picking up some kind of frags here, but Blaze defending it with his life and with the heals. And Slimnish a little overextended, dies to Yomps. And Blaze immediately countersacks into a fully buffed sentry. Yite, keeping sure. Oh, actually, Laz just died in lower while Habib was pushing forward. This is going to be a really tough opportunity because now Banny has committed through the shutter, trying to pressure a little bit. That sentry spot doesn't quite cover the shutter, so bot mode's rotated over, trying to get a little bit of pressure on this side. And meanwhile, Eric has once again come up, but finally taken down by Jay, which means once again Ascent has an opening here to try and get a sack play, or even better, a Habib drop.
Yeah, getting that pick on Habib is huge. She's just been able to hold this defense by froyotech. They have a really strong position. Nursey pops. I didn't really see anything except for them wanting to engage in lobby, but this Uber charge is not that great. Jay doesn't have a ton of help, but Blaze has gone down. 1 player advantage for Ascent. Bot mode is out on the second point, is joined by Laz. There's a scout on Shed. He's jumping forward aggressively. Laz going to shove that back a bit. Yomps has gotten a kill. Habib over on the small bottle. He's going to get jumped into by Laz. That's a big pickup. Ascent surging forward here. They still also have a slim overcharge advantage out of this fight as well.
Yeah, with Nursey posed up with only Blaze and Banny defend on this mid, we're going to see what Ascent is going to do to create more ground. Slemnish is a threat, and Banny knows it. He's caught. He has to get out. Quick, run, Banny, for your life. He does make it through the saw room, and will be escaping, and Ascent will be able to get this point. Not going to stop the forward spawns. Eric opting to stay on scout this time around. They want to be able to rotate these back and forth. They're not too worried about Slemnish, but they got to be ready to punish him, because if they're not ready, Slemnish will be getting these angles, will be getting these moments, and that will kill froyotech's players one by one. Blaze immediately tries to fight.
Yeah, attacking second as sniper is pretty solid. Defending second as sniper, maybe a little bit more questionable. Slemnish is going to stay with it, and it was in fact his pick of Habib that opened up that last defense. Right now it's Jay bombing in. Does get some damage about to both Habib and Blaze, but can't find the kill. Player's going to get arrow healed back up to health. Laz has gone down to Banny on the side. Fight breaking out on Saw side is going to go froyotech's way. Blaze skipping through kitchen. It's just going to get behind, but there is going to be a threat coming up here as Slemnish goes down. Blaze coming out of catwalk now, right behind Skis. Bot mode and Yite unaware of his presence. The Uber Charge has been popped off. Blaze very weak, will get finished off eventually, but that's not the best Uber Charge that Ascent could have had there. They wanted to hold on to that longer.
Yeah, unfortunately there wasn't enough ground to cover. Nursey was playing a very good job of hide and seek, so that Ascent made the judgment call. We have to back up. We can't go for Nursey right now. Yite, just a single scout, not going to be able to make any ground there. And so now froyotech trying to make their way in. Yomps jumps up top, gets air shot, and the force comes out really early. Both soldiers are going to try and make something happen here. Jay might even escape, which means 1 sack for an Uber Force is exactly what Ascent needs, because now they're at a 50% advantage, and all they need to do is make sure they don't get back-capped during this next transition.
Yeah, froyotech finishing off the capture here. Ascent, unfortunately for them, somewhat familiar territory so far this map. But they have been able to push out from last before and have been pretty sturdy in their defense with just a 1-0 score line right now. I'm not going to get in a balcony here. Bot mode is going to get request the Uber Charge as he goes through the doorway. Is going to land and get the kill on Banny. He was very low health, but he did survive there. Continue to put more damage out with his sticky. Slemnish following up. And it is 4 down, but the back cap is going on. I don't think they're going to get it. Yes! Eric with the capture. And that was pretty unfortunate. The ×5, not nearly enough for that back cap.
What a turnaround that could have been, and I called it, dude. I'm so familiar with froyotech's shenanigans. They know how to play these, especially on Snakewater. I think Shade once upon a time backcapped on a Snakewater thanks to the drop down strats. So unfortunately, no one's learning from froyotech yet. Meanwhile, this new mid got a little bit of action ready up. Laz tried to go forward, but held off for just a moment. Blaze now going to be setting the pace here, jumping all around, trying to get onto bot mode. It does work out for them. They get the frag, but if the soldiers can get aired up here, there is potential they can push back in. And Yite and Slemnish are keeping the pressure up to try and distract. Jay now rushing forward, but they're too far back. They're not really able to get into the face of these enemy players, and froyotech is just picking off whoever they can find. Jay, Craters, really quick jump from Laz, can get aired up, and he's going to survive. But 3 players up, once again, not going to be enough to defend the second point. And it looks like froyotech are going to be taking this second.
Yeah, that was a rough mid-fight. I mean, sort of that circumstance of, you have 2 soldiers bombing forward that have 180 health. One of them takes an 80 damage shot, and all of a sudden that's like a whole different equation. It's not really all that strong. Uber charges have been exchanged here. Nursey has had to back up here. Yomps goes down, but it's Ascent in this chase that lose 2 players. Big bombs here. There's a soldier and a demo man coming in, but Blaze and Habib both go down. Eric and Banny having to back up with Nursey, the 3 froyotech players, going to fall back to middle point.
I'm kind of lost here. That was a really quick turnaround, and now Ascent, who was sitting with not the number advantage they want, have everything in their power to move into this midpoint. Nursey takes a rocket there. Banny was caught off on the left side, and now froyotech is completely backed off. They're going to their second, trying to delay in case anyone tries to bomb forward, but no, not going to happen. And now Ubers are even, but there could be a potential for a dry push here with the one-man advantage. I doubt it, but at the very least, they could try and send Laz in. Oh, but Yite falls to a trap inside of the yard. That's going to be really bad because now Yomps has made his way in and managed to find Laz, a trade for a trade, and now Ascent don't have the numbers to really defend this mid.
Yeah, that was a pretty good trade there for sure. Both players no slouches, but neither one able to get a full edge in that soldier fight. And right now, Blaze trying to get in. Has the help from one of his scouts. Eric's going to be on the point, though, fighting. He does get cleaned up, but Slemnish has been able to get finished off by Blaze. Ascent a little bit cautious here, but they do have even numbers and an even uber charge, so froyotech now not really feeling this aggressive push in. They're going to back up.
Yeah, things are settling down. The dust is clearing, and out of the clearing comes Laz, who's jumped really quickly, trying to get into the 1-2 shot with his rockets, but unfortunately it was caught as he landed, so Nursey doesn't even feel a graze on her elbows. She is feeling good. And now we want to see if froyotech can try and have a response. They're opting to just kind of chill out. They're on the defensive with 2 rounds up. They don't really have to make any moves right now. They're waiting for the best opportune moments, and that actually leaves a lot of room for Ascent to try and do these plays where they bait out jumping to window and then send someone through main saw, or any number of ways to get a soldier in, or even a scout. But we'll see what they do next.
Yeah, tense situation here. Ascent certainly would like to get some momentum rolling their way, but we do still have plenty of map ahead of us, so they can take their time here. Eric up top on the pipe. We'll get kind of chased off by bot mode, but yeah, Yomps, big play there. He gets 2 kills in the saw room, and important ones too, taking out bot mode. This kitchen fight though, I guess froyotech able to stay healthy. Laz eventually gets taken down as he didn't have the support there. The pop finally comes out, but it was kind of a hesitant retreating pop. You know, one of those situations. Of course, hindsight always 20/20. But should have just ubercharged on Laz, try to fight Nursey right in the entry. This way, how things played out, that means froyotech can use the ubercharge here on second. Although sort of similarly, maybe not the best charge here.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
What an incredible beef from Habib, who's now trying to rotate with no HP, waiting desperately for an arrow. Finally comes to him, and meanwhile, Jay and Slemnish have picked off the most important frags. They got Nursey. And now with full heals, Eric not able to get back into last. He's going lower and wrapping through lobby. If they are aware of him, I'm sure they are. They're suspicious. Jay's looking underneath. Does spot it out, but he doesn't fight it. Yite, though, going to be fully aware of this. We're going to be worried about this. Oh no, a trap. And then a follow-up bomb from the soldier. Going to send skis into the sky. And Eric is quick on his trail. He knows it. He smells it. But he can't make anything happen. He's going to get peppered all the way down to lower and die to the hand of Laz. So that means Ascent has a significant number advantage. But froyotech, they're kind of poised up in mid. They've got Habib setting up some stickies here and a little pressure, but Ascent is not afraid. They're walking through, and the stickies, oh, they're all over the place, but they do pop off. Blaze, though, might even be able to survive at this exchange. He makes his way through the window and takes so much damage. He actually recommits because he's worried about them, and does manage to pick up a frag just before going down. Meanwhile, Ascent have really committed through Saw, but we'll have to back off. Skis, why are you in the front lines? Bobo, you jumped out a window!
Yeah, Slimdish will get a kill on Yomps over on the grass, which is nice. Also, Eric getting cleaned up because he was kind of weak. Nursey's back by the health pack. She's alright. She's got 3 players with her. But yeah, Ascent seems like they squandered some momentum there. And they will have Laz kind of coming back to the scene, but froyotech kind of sensing weakness. Want to push into Ascent here. Ubercharge used on ramp. Habib gets up top and forward pretty quickly here. Ascent doesn't really take a ton of damage from it except for Yite. And they will back out. That is Ascent.
Ascent sitting up with a good Uber advantage. This is just what they need. We're familiar with these leapfrog situations at the highest levels. But I've actually been noticing this a lot. froyotech seems to be doing this thing where they're using their Ubers very quickly out the gate, trying to get Habib in. He's like so confident. And what ends up happening is they don't get anything. But Eric is now making a way behind, and Yomps also jumping from the saw, tries to get a little bit of pressure onto skis. Meanwhile, a yard fight is going down. Ascent Yite wins it, though, for his team, and there is Ascent picking up a frag on Habib through bot mode. It is just Nursey alive, backing up to second. They don't even have to worry about the forward spawns. They're going to get it and deny Blaze. And now Ascent looking at a significant numbers advantage. Second is all but theirs. I wonder how froyotech will respond.
Yeah, and I mean, froyotech kind of bounce back and forth between 2 ways of play. They either play super cautious a lot of times on their mid fights, try to just get the other teams to overextend themselves, make mistakes, you know, get that spam damage and then follow up on it. Or they play like super hyper aggressive and they just try to capitalize on the games that they've already made. And that second, well, both of those styles work out very well when you're playing inferior teams, but Ascent seems to be standing them toe-to-toe, and when there's been some of this aggression, we actually do find Ascent winning these deathmatch battles and shutting down the bomb-ins from Yomps and Blaze and Habib. Right now, though, Skis, yeah, one, so maintain this charge as they send in a double sack. Blaze on top of them, they have to use the charge. And Blaze is doing a good job surfing away, but will end up getting shoved onto the bats and then taken down.
Yeah, this is Ascent sitting in a very unfortunate position. Somehow Nursing got forced through that, and they picked off Habib. This is just what they need to push into Laz, because now Laz reaching over to the shutter, trying to get a little bit of pressure there. And the rest of the team are going to be rushing forward. They don't have to worry about the sticky traps here. But Yite overextends, doesn't have the support of his team, and with Slumnish only sniping, it's not going to be enough. But if they get a little bit more ground here, they did have Laz kind of pull the attention of froyotech, but him going down is not what they need right now. They have no numbers to work with, and bot mode is going to die for his efforts. A little bit of help from Slumnish will get the frag, but Jay, I don't even know if he's going to survive, but he tries to skip. He hits the corner.
Yeah.
Goes down. 4G just completely taking advantage of every single turn.
And I mean, froyotech aren't invulnerable. You know, they show that they make mistakes. There's been some shaky moments, but you have to be able to capitalize on it. And trying to push through there on that left-hand side, Ascent just took too much damage. We're a little too aggressive there and couldn't get the damage themselves to kill the players that are putting the damage on them and to get out of the choke. So, unfortunate for them, they had a very strong opportunity there, but it got away from them.
Yeah, but now, luckily, despite all of that, they do manage to have a good thing going for them right now. Even Ubers, and they've got Slumnish on Sniper, trying to find these cheeky angles through the window, but Blaze has taken a little bit of ground here. Oh! How much is that Slumnish in the window? Blaze says, but he's going to have to try and find his way out. But Slumnish has his number and takes him down. And Danny's trying to make a play here. He's going to wrap around. No, not going to work out. He thinks better of it. And actually, Yomps! No soldiers alive. This is exactly what Ascent needs to get some ground here. They're walking their way forward through the yard, getting a little bit of the heals, and the bomb comes in. But while they were trying to make that happen, all these players from froyotech have picked up so many frags. Yite, Slumnish, Laz, all drop. And that means it's just going to be up to Jay, as well as bot mode, trying to play this defense as Spanny rotates to the kitchen, and a lot of pressure comes out. Habib is going to be chasing here. He jumps without the Uber, trying to put a little bit of pressure from the up top area. He knows that without all these soldiers, it's going to be a little bit harder to defend. They're going to be forcing off this Uber and exchanging on the point here. Bot mode makes a good escape, though, and with the pickup on Blaze, Ascent could get the better exchange here.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to the frags right now. Jay does shove Banny out in kitchen. Banny trying to come back up on ramp. He's going to have to deal with both Jay and bot mode. Unfortunately for Ascent, though, their other players have gone down. Laz maybe got a little bit of damage out there, but Yomps and Habib have recovered from that. 3-on-3 engagement here. Yeah, similar class situations as well. Bot trying to fight against Habib, and as Jay comes in, he will get taken out by the shotgun, but we will have the scouts of Ascent showing up back to the scene first in order to reinforce here.
The respawns are all up. It's kind of like a delayed mid-fight going on right now with the setup, and actually all the spam shots and so much damage taken by froyotech. They have to back out, and Habib might not even survive here. He does go for a quick surf to the battlements, and that actually leaves a lot of room for froyotech, or excuse me, for Ascent to take all this ground and pick up these frags and take the second point.
And I would say that was sort of uncharacteristic of froyotech. They usually are very, very attuned to the spawn wave timers. But there, you know, being in this 3-3 engagement, but Ascent controlled the point. That means that their spawns are going to come up quicker and closer to the point. So those returning scouts really swung the fight. froyotech were still in there, and they lost that fight badly. Skis did take a little bump there, and now Ascent have lost 2 players, both of their soldiers. So they're going to have to back up here and hope that they don't get punished from froyotech. froyotech playing very aggressively, though. Banny in on this already. Overcharge pop. Both scouts have been kept alive. And Ski's doing a good job of switching between these players, not switching too much. The follow-up bomb Blaze on top of Skis, but he gets taken out. Skis will get the health pack inside. The fight continues. Jay going behind.
Oh, these frags are just going back and forth, but the back half is trying to happen.
No.
Not going to work out for him. Jay can't make it happen. No pain train on his equipped slot, unfortunately, there. There were so many frags going left and right, and Yite was playing the greatest defense of his life. He was like a soccer goalie, just catching all these players left and right as soon as they were bombing, and any missed shot would have been the end of Skis. So they have that solace right now, having a chance at getting this Uber in time, but froyotech do have the numbers with Jay going down. I'm curious to see if they will make anything happen with it, though. They're building up on their own, and with the bot mode up, they're not going to be pushing because there's going to be sticky traps and all that stuff. So it looks like it's just going to be a full reset but froyotech still holding on to this defense. We'll see how Ascent can break it this time around.
Yeah, it's been a little tough push in for him. The last time that they, I guess previous to this last time, because they just backed up, Yite was trying to clear the stickies coming out of lower into valley grass, and he was staring at him, and then he looked forward, and then all of a sudden he backed up into him and got exploded. So kind of momentary loss of kind of control of what the situation is. Habib still has that trap up there again. He's not trapping the other door. We'll see if they can get through this, or if they just decide to pop overcharge as they run through this time. Looks like they are going to be able to get most of that trap cleared. Habib trying to reset it. And they're really nervous about this push.
Yeah, and actually froyotech just noticed, hey, Saul's kind of open right now. But they backed off. Instead, they're going to be sending Blaze straight through to lower, trying to get some damage on the Slumnish, who's going to get piped. Actually, Sticky Trap killed by Habib. And a lot of other sack plays come through. They actually managed to trade off both soldiers, but they lose Slumnish in the process. So we'll see what comes of this. But I think with no soldiers left, it's going to be hard for them to get any ground. So froyotech are playing passively, and Ascent decides they want to commit to it.
Yeah, we should note that there's less than 2.5 minutes left in this half. So Ascent, you know, really want to get around here. You don't want to be banging on froyotech's doorstep and be left hanging, still in a 2-0 deficit. So they might not have enough time for 2 rounds. But they've been working so hard this half, and they have been controlling this middle. They need to be able to find a way to get a point on the board here.
And Slumnish taking so much damage. He went down to, like, I think he just took 200 damage and survived between the packs and the buff and the arrows. And Slumnish is now charging up a shot, and Nursey might not be able to survive this. Habib also taking a huge bit of damage, and the spam is so strong, if they could just get one more rocket off, Habib would have fallen. But he does manage to survive. Nursey finally connects the arrow. And Habib, standing still, takes a headshot. This is just what they need. Ascent is not giving up.
Yeah, good bomb from Jay to get on top of the pipe. Can't really find the rockets on Nursey at first. She will end up popping the overcharge eventually. Laz behind on balcony. He's in clear sight, but nobody really rotating for him yet. He will stand on the point. Scout behind him. And Laz actually gets destroyed mid-air. froyotech going to be able to hold on a second here as Ascent down to 3 players again. froyotech are going to try their chances here, pushing forward with about a minute on the clock here of this half.
And now it looks like Ascent have decided to put all their chips on black. Going to be rotating over to the saw room and trying to roll this roulette and see what happens. They're going straight through. Trying to get a little bit of ground here. It's Yite popping off, not getting anything at all. This is not the Uber they wanted. They've gotten the ground. Now they have to commit to some kind of a miracle back-cap play, but it might not work out for them in the end. But
it's one of those things that where the clock is at, it just means they just need a dry push right now before Nursey can get this last 30%. Because otherwise, if they wait any longer, Nursey's just going to be having the charge to be able to block the capture. She's at 80%, standing with a heavy weapons guy in the back left of the defensive side. Banning trying to push in the combo here. You also have a soldier high flying from behind. That's Blaze getting the damage on. Skis will be able to get the kill there. Just Yite up. He's going to go down. froyotech are going to be unable to push all the way out here. And we will have a halftime here shortly.
Yep, there it goes in 2 seconds. That'll be the end. Very, very strong. Very, I wouldn't say frustrating, but we don't have to say anything. We have people for that. And actually, let me quickly link our channels and let them know that we are going to be talking to them very shortly, and that way they're not going to say any funny words as soon as we do our thing.
Yeah, we're also joined by highfive this time. So BILLDOZER, highfive, and Zilly. Bill, why don't you take it away with some mid-half analysis?
Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Talk to the people. We've got Zilly, the BILLDOZER, and highfive with our host, the BILLDOZER.
That's exactly right. highfive has joined us. We saw some really great stuff out of both teams in that last half, ending up with a 2-0 score. It seemed like Ascent had a good head on their shoulders, but they kind of had a bit of difficulty converting some of these fights into point captures and, by that measure, round wins. What did you guys see?
Why don't you go first, Silly?
I think that right now Ascent is playing really timid with their Ubers, whereas Skis is just unwilling to use his Uber because he really likes to play really greedy on holding it, and they're just when Ascent drops a single player, Froyo just kind of pounces on them and turns it into such a big advantage that Ascent doesn't have either doesn't have the time to react, or when they do react, it's too late for them to try to salvage the situation. And Froyo kind of just gets the momentum rolling, and it turns into like Skis has to use his Uber while Nursey just gets to keep hers, and they lose a point off it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Froyo hasn't been able to kind of just capitalize on that kind of momentum and advantage, because their Ubers in the second are just really, really bad so far for one reason or another. They Uber in, they don't get kills, and then suddenly the rest of the Ascent team kind of just converges on them and ends up killing Nursey, and we're in this kind of deadlock where Ascent is looking. They have the point advantage, but they don't know how to break Froyo's holds.
I didn't see the first round Froyo got, but second round with the Eric back half was really just like they had a catastrophe of an Uber, and then Eric salvaged it for them. So I think Froyo's pushes like on a 2, and their Ubers need to find some kind of clarity there. And then like for Ascent, pretty much exactly what you said. I want to see Ascent take more aggressive trades in these like transition periods where like they do some kind of sack play, and there's like a counter sack from Froyo, and then like it's like 4v4 or 5v5, and like Ascent is just like really timid. Like they're either timid or greedy, and they like really want to hold on to this Uber and have Nursey just forced to something dumb, or a solo hero play, or they want to like wait for all their spawns or something. But I feel like they need to be more proactive with their with like the trades and just like keeping the point.
On the hero play though, it definitely feels like the soldiers are kind of out of sync with the rest of Ascent. I feel like they've been trying to make a lot of solo plays on their own that just result in, like, a lot of the time nothing, and it hurts like the rest of the team, because they'll just drop a player who's just trying to make something happen, like 1v3 against the best DMers in the world. And it also feels that Habib is honestly just untouched. He's just in God mode with or without the beam. He can go wherever he wants, and nobody shoots at him.
Yeah, as long as we're talking about Habib, I'd like to bring up real quick the demo man comparison between these two teams, something that we talked about a lot in the other channel. We have Habib in this first half putting up 29 frags and 330 DPM to bot mode's 7 frags and 245 DPM. Now, I understand that this game isn't as simple as just going, well, I need you to click on them a little better, but, what do you think that Ascent could try and do in this next half to support their demo man a little better?
Bot mode's definitely being outworked by Habib. I think bot mode just needs to kind of take the beam away from whoever is currently taking it and try to be like the guy to make those aggressive exchanges that highfive is talking about happen. If nobody else is going to do it, but the one map they ever won, like against Froyo in the regular season on Granary, was like a result of bot mode equaling Habib. And if you can't do that, then it's just, I don't think like Ascent really can win. But it's definitely close still so far. A 2-0 half like against Froyo, like being down 2-0 against Froyo is actually like you're showing signs of life, and they just need to capitalize on the advantages that they've been getting. Slummish has definitely been making like openings for them, but they seem to be just throwing away those advantages the moment they get them.
All right, to talk about Slumish's advantages that he's been making, let's talk about his sniper play. We saw him hitting a lot of shots and doing a lot of good things, but it seems as if his team couldn't exactly take advantage of them in the way that they would like to. Highfive, do you have anything to say about that?
That's tough, though. That's like not... It's the sniper gets 1 kill, and then it's like, okay, let's try to have our sniper get more kills. So you have to find a way that's to kind of like bait the other team into, peeking your sniper. You know what I mean? So it's just not so straightforward, I feel like. And like on Snake last, when they're trying, like they got that kill and Snake and Slim's trying to peek in a last, it's like it's real tough. They stuff that left door real hard, and like your other option is drop down. So I feel like you just have to bait. You really have to bait the other team into peeking the sniper somehow. either faking a dry fight or maybe sacking, something like that.
All right, well, the match is going back to live. We're going to turn it back over to our casters.
Thanks, BILLDOZER, and zilly and highfive as well for that excellent analysis. We're going to have to see what happens here if Ascent can make some adjustments. I'm sure they have a game plan.
Here we are, match is live. We're already at the mid. Nursey getting some heals out. I'm only just now getting to the mid because I was at the spawn, but I'm here now, and look at the soldiers going high and mighty straight into the action. Nursey falls down, and Habib also going down means that Ascent has potential here, but no, they lose skis, and a nice little rocket there from Blaze is going to put a lot of damage onto Yite. He's going to be trying to pull this off against Banny, who's waiting very patiently in the kitchen. Might be able to go for a sneak attack here, but he opts to go out. No, he's not going to be going for it. It's just going to be meeting up with Nursey, building up this Uber, but Ascent takes the first mid of the second half.
Yeah, that was a great fight for him. I mean, great soldier aggression, able to get that pick, finding the damage. Skis getting pushed into automatically afterwards by the scouts. Unfortunate that they weren't able to keep Skis up. But at the same time, there was a close fight, and they picked off Eric right before he rounded a corner here. And we do have a crits out from Skis, as they're aggressively trying to work into grass here on lower. Yeah, it has gotten taken out. Soldier pushing forward. That is Laz. He is going to go down, so Ascent aggressive switch off of the Uber charges, but now they're gonna have to use it somewhat defensively, trying to catch froyotech as they come in here. The Chris Creek is gonna be ready. Bot mode rounding the corner with it. It has been sitting across the way. He pops it short though. And Skis and Jay, bot mode, Slemnish, all taken out. Sense clever play fizzles out.
How did that miss? Baba was like charging so hard, and his eyes got super like heated, and he was breathing heavy, and the shot just went way out of line, and then it was too little too late, and there went the medic Skis. I don't know what just happened there, but that could have been the turning point for them. And now froyotech with a full Uber is gonna be rushing in through the lower bot, or Habib jumps so quick onto the right side, and a little bit of help from Banny takes down Skis. No heals on the side of Ascent. They're rotating over to the left side of this point, trying to get some ground here. Blaze putting a little bit of damage there. He does get taken out by Slemnish, and Jay is alive, but there's so little help, and there it is. They take the next round 3-0.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Hopefully they'll be able to shake it off. I mean, it's a long night of TF2 ahead of them if they're going to be able to win the grand finals. They've known that, so there's going to be some mistakes along the way. I think that was a clever play, a clever attempt. Unfortunate for bot mode. They eat the round after that, but, you know, let's be real. You were probably expecting to come into the second half down 3-0 anyways. So essentially, it's just like they lost 2.5 minutes. No big deal.
Yeah,
Blaze
and
trying
a
to
new
get
mid.
up top. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Take it away, Rope.
Blaze immediately takes down Laz, keeping his namesake alive as the best Laz in the server. And Yite gets kicked off as well from lower. So that'll be the end of 3 of Ascent's players trying to back off here and get this Uber set up for a last hold. We saw this earlier where I was like, they're going to have to back up to last, but they actually committed to a second push, and I'm curious if they're going to do the same here. They do have bot mode committing inside of the lobby, and Laz keeping an eye on lower, but it looks like the spawns just weren't right for them, so Ascent is indeed set up for this last hold, and they're going to have to find some openings before they can push in and secure a potential turnaround for this map.
Yeah, the defensive Ascent, oh yeah. They lose Laz there, but I was just going to say Slemnish has been able to help them out on this last hold. He does get some shots on those soldiers. No credit for the kill, but both soldiers taken out. And Ascent will be able to stand tall here for a little bit.
Rising up to the challenge of froyotech. And Eric also kind of caught out here in Cheese. Might make something happen here. They could get the frag, but Eric just dancing around them, taunting them even. But Slemnish has his charge shot ready to go as soon as anyone peeks. But they are better than that. froyotech knows these sight lines like the back of their hand, and they've rotated away, trying to get a little bit of ground from lower. Blaze not going to have any openings though, because there is a sentry completely watching the main jumping point. So Skis is going to feel pretty comfortable hiding behind this fence here. And so they've got a lot of freedom to just work with their fragging classes. And here comes the bomb, but it's immediately set back by the sentry. A little bit of damage on the Skis though. He's very low, but thankfully he does not drop.
Yeah, Ascent continue their trend of very strong defensive of last. Try to get Slemnish out here to get a snipe, and that has been some of the opportunities that have allowed them to successfully push out, is when They've been able to snipe Habib on these close angles. Right now they do get Yomps, who is pushing through lower aggressively. He got some damage outlet that will be able to just get arrowed off. Jay looking to get out there. Bot mode looking to get out. And we do have Eric on sniper for froyotech, by the way.
Yeah, he's just now getting to the front lines. Going to be trying to take a shot through the cheese on these very aggressive lobby players, but they've already rotated back, so that won't happen. Eric, once again, sets up for this angle, this very cheeky angle that he actually lost to Slumnish earlier, if I'm not mistaken. This exact angle, but now he's rotated back to lower, trying to get some kind of shot onto any of the players that are unwittingly defending this lower. But it looks like they've all backed off, and Laz might actually just walk into it. Oh, he's so nervous. He sees the stick. He's trying to peek, and Eric just unscoped at the wrong time. So Laz will be able to pressure him off of that. Meanwhile, Slumnish is still setting up for this angle, but not going to be finding anyone taking the bait.
Yeah, certainly a good point for snipers, defensively, offensively. Slumnish will have some opportunity to find a pick here that maybe Ascent can push out on. But froyotech, not too worried about pushing the tempo here, as yeah, snipers working these very tight angles against each other.
There it goes. Eric setting the first shot. Finally gets revenge. Sniper v sniper. Tries to get a little room here, but the sentry is still doing so much work. Blaze actually almost falls as he's escape planning his way out. Gonna be waiting for heals, and there's just so many players getting hurt in the back lines, having to rotate out, while this aggression is still coming out from Eric, who's trying to find a new angle from lower.
Oh, this
Woo! Perfect, 2 rockets, but he gets juggled on his own. Does a lot of damage to Blaze, who manages to rotate out with the escape plan, and that's going to work out in their favor. We'll see how froyotech responds. I don't think they're going to be sending any players in at this time because with Laz going down...
they tried to, but they got stuffed on the door, kind of banged his head against it. And yeah, we do have Eric on the spy now, switching off of sniper, saying, okay, yeah, it hasn't quite worked. We'll see what this can do. Blaze doing some poking around to kind of open things up. In terms of timing, this is pretty decent. Might kind of go Ascent into pushing out a little bit. Eric down low, cloaked up, in a corner that maybe somebody would bump into, but he's doing okay. Sees the circumstances. He's going to be able to move forward after recharging a little bit. Have to keep our eyes on that, but I like the play.
Yeah, he's getting the surveillance. He's playing his namesake, the scout, with a watch, and he's keeping watch on these players, calling things out for him, saying, "There's a sentry main. Can't really jump into that." Skis is waiting by his dispenser. All these things are really not going to work in their favor, and the longer this takes, the sooner that potentially they're going to be like, why isn't froyotech doing something? Actually, Jay, I'm sure, is fully aware. He's disguised as an enemy spy, so they know.
Yeah.
He's going for bot mode, immediately pipes him twice. Blaze tries the bomb at the same time. They try to go for a sap at the same time as the soldier bomb, but Skis uses the body blocking power of the dispenser and takes 0 splash damage. And the dispenser even survives, so they're able to push out. And Ascent tries to get a little bit of ground here, trying to cut off Habib, who's all on his lonesome, takes 2 rockets, but he starts the last one, craters to his death. And Nursey meets up with not a single person. Finally comes up with Blaze, who jumped out the window, but took a huge serve into the face of the enemy medic. Skis, unfazed by it all, and bot mode also picking off the Nursey frag. This is a Ascent's game. They are pushing forward. They have taken every single frag, but they gotta watch out for Yomps, who's walked his way in. He's got the shotgun, he takes the shot and gets it!
Wow, that is a crazy pick on Skis there, and again, froyotech just finding some way to pull the cord on Ascent's rapid climb. They've been getting momentum. They've been finding some plays. I would say that I was probably on Jay, who unraveled the mystery that was going on. Him coming up as spy, running around as enemy spy. All of a sudden, Eric's like, "Shit, they're on to me," and that 3-person bomb just did not work out.
It was so well coordinated. It's just he decided to go for the stab on the demo man because he thought it would be better. But honestly, he should have just gone for the sap, because the sap takes less than a second and does so much for his supporting his team. But he was just so blinded by the notion of killing it bot mode that now they're sitting on their second, while Ascent has taken control of mid and is now in the driver's seat, trying to find any more openings to push into this and take a round.
Yeah, they have some time to work with. They only have to get 3 rounds to tie this up, if this current score holds, so it's certainly manageable for them to do here. They're just going to have to take their time once again to make sure that this push can go right. They can find an opening. Yomp's the only player real close on Saw side. He's going to be able to bounce back. Blaze playing the other side of the map. Laz with a big jump in. He's coming forward. Does get a nice shot on Nursey. But the 70 damage isn't enough to cause any panic. It's the follow-up bomb. Yeah, Jay coming in here. Good damage again, but he can't get another rocket. That was a little bit better of an opportunity. If he had fired off a second rocket, there at least is the opportunity to get the connection and get a drop or a pop.
And it was like a carbon copy. Like, Nursey surfed the exact same way, had the exact same health, and it was just unfortunate. The soldiers getting that first one, but can't quite execute the culling strike. And Nursey will survive once again, but I'm feeling good about this. Ascent is trying out some of these bombs, and they're working to a degree. Now we're just going to see if they can get the cards to land in their favor this time around. They got Slemnish and Jay on Spy trying to rotate in. They're doing a lot of attention seeking, and that's actually enabled Last to go for a bomb here, try and get some damage in, and Jay is going to decloak at any moment and get his kill.
Yeah, in that last situation, you know, before it completely played out, I was going to say that they were going to start getting suspicious of the Eric Spy. I mean, maybe that's why they pulled Jay on Spy, but Slemnish didn't see him as a sniper. You got to wonder, Nursey, a Highlander, has Highlander origins, Highlander connections. Will she be suspicious that Jay hasn't showed up in any fashion and might be running Spy here?
Fun fact, I played heavy with Nursey and Iron Highlander.
Wow.
Her first season.
Wow. That's some history, my friend. I was in the Netherlands hanging out with Team Liquid, and one of the guys that works on the Liquipedia, he's Brazilian, and he said, I discovered Power in a pub server. And I was like, damn, dude, that's some bragging rights.
Mm-hmm.
Power
Meanwhile, Jay finally died, by the way. And there's the bomb from Laz. And Habib's been waiting for it. He had the stickies waiting by the awning outside the saw door, and that was able to get the frags. And actually, someone made his way in. That was Blaze. Got the force, and look at all this dancing coming out from Eric. And meanwhile, Slemnish tried to rotate in, try and get some ground. Got picked off here. So now Ascent are sitting in a very uncomfortable position. Well, they got the frags that they needed. Blaze and Eric going down. But overall, this is not where they want to be, because now they lost Yite. Nursey's got the Uber, and they're going to be working their way in.
Yeah, Jay got some damage on Yomps, but Yomps is able to back out of that, and that kind of makes the Ascent players in a more risky position. They have to get out of there. Bot Mode and Slemnish are going to get picked off, though, in this escape process, so that's going to give Froyo an easy entry into mid here.
Things have converted. froyotech now in their mid, but Ascent has that Uber advantage to work with, thanks to whatever caused Nursey to force on mid. I missed that, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, maybe some pressure from Bot Mode and company, but also just seemed like a good time to Uber charge in aggressively. Got some frags, and now they can kind of just hold things off here.
And Yom's actually keeping a little bit of forward ground here to slow down Ascent's push. They're going to be Ubering right away. Bot Mode takes the jump. He goes straight in and grabs so many frags. They've actually gotten 3 for their own. Nursey has made the escape, and Banning is in the back lines, rotating through the saw. He actually manages to pick up a very cheeky corner shot. Corner pocket onto Jay, takes him out, but Nursey will have her Uber, but they will not have the numbers. And Banning behind might be just enough to rattle the cage and make Ascent a little weary on the second push, because the respawns are up.
Yeah, Jay about to spawn from there, so he'll have some sort of opportunity to look at Banning. The actually really good pressure here, and Nursey will use the overcharge. Bot Mode and company kind of getting in our face a little bit. Ski's got to be careful trying to back out here. Pressure's too much though. As Blaze and Banning coming from behind, able to get the kill. Big numbers advantage for froyotech now.
Oh, but I like this position from Slemnish. She actually decides not to go for it. He's going to go for the back half, but Yobs was waiting so patiently, and he's got the shotgun and all the MG practice from Badlands middle, but Slemnish has the pistol of a lifetime. Habib now has to hit one pipe to win it all, but Manny is on the back line, able to come in, and Eric is all alone on mid, though, so they're able to push him out and maintain this control on mid. A couple stickies comes out, and a bomb from Laz is trying to get some ground here, but Habib is also jumping in, getting onto Bot Mode, who's picked off by Benny, and Eric also picking up Laz. Means they're going to finish out this cap on mid and make their way into this another frag. Yite going down inside of Saw. This is not where Ascent wants to be right now.
Yeah, if Yite could have gotten that frag, it would have been pretty big because he was behind enemy lines, right by a health pack. Could have been threatening and helped Ascent, you know, devise some sort of counterplay. But instead, unfortunately, they're going to get pushed back to their last. Down 3-0. froyotech in control of the second point, looking to push forward here. Ubercharge is out. Sentry gun on the other side of the map. Habib pushes forward quickly, gets taken out by Slemnish's shotgun. Frontier Justice, but just regular, no crits on it. And froyotech actually lose 3 with that push in. Skis ready to go with the supercharge.
Yeah, but Banny is on the lower line. He's trying to make something happen here. He rotates over to the shutter and inside the lobby, and Skis is all alone, almost gets caught out. And Banny makes his way over to the point trying to stop Yite. He gets the frag. Is now rotating into lower, but finally gets picked off by Laz. This is really good, but we're back to bout mode now.
Nice.
He's trying to get a little bit of ground here with a little help from Jay. And Laz also chasing through the saw. Might be able to pick off Blaze, but he's backed off. This is really good. Ascent has maintained their footing once again and had the Uber advantage to try and make some moves here. Laz very quick through the saw, going to be getting some ground here while the scout Slemnish is leading this charge. And a big bomb from Jay pushes them out through the saw. I'm jumping between so many different players, but the main headline here is Ascent is not stopping for anything.
No, we'll see. We've been seeing the Eric sniper, but we actually got Banny busting it out from forward spawn here. And kind of, well, okay, he's actually going to switch to scout before the spawn cycle and come back out.
Did Benny? No, he went on scout, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
switched.
no. I was like looking around, like, did he stay sniper? Are we gonna see it again? His insane snipes? No, instead we're gonna be seeing the Uber from Ascent coming straight through the saw and trying to meet up with any of these other players. But Yite is very low inside of yard, gets picked off here by Eric after getting a nice little meat shot there at the very end. And actually, Ascent seems to be falling apart to a lot of these frags, and Eric is on the very, very back end, going to be picking up the health pack from Saw, and then catching them from behind. Skis is going to take a big shot from behind, and a follow-up from Eric wraps around. He's got eyes on 2, on 3. Can he get the pistol shots, clean it all off? Yomps cleans it up. It's a full wipe, and Ascent have got a couple respawns coming up. It's Jay and Yite. The cap goes off, and they know he's in there. Jay waiting very patiently, but I don't know if he's going to get it off. He's not quite Mackie, you see, but there is potential. Blaze is waiting very patiently. He knows. He believes.
Yeah, certainly suspicious of it. Something that a lot of players haven't worked out. But it was the double sniper. Is going to throw it off. As soon as Slemnish said he got a snipe, then he tried to poke his head out and see what he could find, but unable to get anything. So we'll see post up here, but you know, as this clock ticks on, 3-0 for froyotech. Ascent do need to start getting points on the board. I mean, it's a fairly decent night to start to the night if froyotech can't finish off a map at 5-0, but or 5 points overall. But still, you don't want to lose it. You want to get some rounds on the board. froyotech, Banny and Habib lose the Uber charge. They fall on the point. Yomp's trying to bomb in there as well. A lot of time on it, but Ascent get on it, block the capture.
Eric is sitting in a position outside of the cheese, trying to find his out to getting in. He might actually get it right here. Laz is waiting so patiently, though. I don't think it's going to work. He's just trying to try and find out if anyone pushes over in front of them and Saw and get a 2-shot onto any unsuspecting player. Bomb mode might be the one to fall to it. He gets juggled up. Eric is still waiting so patiently. He's got to go for it now. He does. He turns around, pops him into the corner, and takes him out. And with a little help from Benny, they're going to come in through the Saw and pick up that frag, start the cap onto second. But I don't know if Ascent has what it takes to make it happen. They're going to have to rotate back. They're sending in Slemnish, who's rushing patiently. Eric is going to get into the last point. The respawn is 3 seconds up for bot mode. Can he get it in time? Eric is on point.
Yeah. Oh, great play by Eric.
Sticky. He did the little crouch surf.
It comes down to all camping out there, you know, on that box. Because basically, Blaze tempting that fight out, it was bot mode +1. You're like, okay, we just got Blaze here. We're getting some damage. And then Blaze kind of changes the side that he's on for bot mode. Bot mode turns around, offers his back to Eric. That fight and then the follow-up after that capture. Beautiful plays by them. As this mid-fight gets underway, froyotech up 4-0. Nursey going to go down. Blaze and Yomps as well. But Ascent only 3 players up. And their scout in some trouble. He gets taken out. Bot mode going to have to go insane here. 3 players fighting him. He gets taken out. Skis cleaned up as well. froyotech looking to stamp this map out.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, it's looking very tight. Tight on the timer and tight on everything, but Nursey did fall. Even though Skis had a late death, there is going to be a significant Uber advantage for froyotech. But now it's going to be working out for them overall. We'll see what they put together here, if they can mount some kind of retaliation force. Because Ascent is not giving up yet. Laz going high and mighty. but Habib was not peeking out, so not going to work out for him there.
Yeah, Habib had some nice stickies there that I thought were fairly clever on the wall. He didn't actually get any damage, though, unfortunately, as he was trying to protect the pipe. As this fight continues, though, Habib does go down to Yite. froyotech finding some kills, though, but Laz takes out Nursey. Skis has gone down in the meantime, though. Looks like it was Banny getting the frag there.
Ooh. Very nice pickup from bot mode, though. He's able to get a little bit of help here. It's just down to Banny. This has been a long time since I've seen like a full team wipe from all sides and one man standing on something that wasn't mid and wasn't last. Banny just finishes the second cap and decides to Iron Man right into the face of Slemnish, who is not going to be giving this one up. He takes him down with 3 easy shots. 1, 2, 3. There it goes. And the respawns from froyotech are trying to come into this point, and actually Blaze finds his mark, takes down Skis, so no heals on the side of Ascent. They're going to be sending in a lot of players, though. A ton of damage, takes out Habib. Eric down to such low HP, and the pistol is so strong from Slemnish. He picks up the pack and is chasing Nursey down to 30 HP. The pistols are a firing squad, and Bomber finishes at the cap. This is 4G crumbling under the pressure, and a lot of damage comes out into Banny. He's trying to wrap around this kitchen, but there's Yite to clean his clock and take him down.
Yeah, Banning playing pretty well there, but can't get the kill on Yite at the end there. Slemnish, unfortunately, was pushing forward in the mid, kind of swapping between his scattergun and his pistol when he bumped into Banny there. So a pretty easy advantage for Banny and a pretty easy kill. Can't slow the surge from Ascent, but again, the clock, very difficult under these circumstances. Almost have to just play a perfect game from here on out in order to be able to reel off 4 quick rounds.
Oh, and no, Habib has fallen down underneath, and Yite's got the aggression up, takes down Banny, sees eyes on Yamps, but the shotgun is too strong, and he follows up with a nice little pipe support from Habib. Let's see what Slemnish can do. He's got 50% on his medic, and a bombing soldier. Skis with the frag, and a follow-up. It's just Nursey alive. They could take this to themselves. They're going to have to chase down Nursey, and it's going to be Banny up. Looks like Slemnish is going all in, and Nursey down to half HP. Going to try and fight into the face of Banny. He's so low on health. 1 arrow is all it's going to take. No!
Oh.
Poor Skis couldn't help out, but the respawns are up for Ascent, and the advantage is in no one's favor, actually, at this point. Relatively even Ubers. We'll see what Ascent can do.
Yeah, I feel like Skis hesitated there a little bit in terms of supporting that push in. Very close on the attempt on Banny. If the arrows were there earlier, maybe could have happened. Right now, Blaze does get taken out as this Uber push comes in. Bobo gets sent high flying, but he's still alive. Uber charge from froyotech on the point. You have Laz behind, throwing out some rockets, but there's a lot of deaths from Ascent. Bot mode's still out here. Slemnish trying to fight as well. Bot mode's throwing his spam from the side. It's just Nursey and Ascent get on the board.
That was a very good decision from bot mode. He was kind of baiting his team there, but he waited. He was using the raised platform right next to the shack, that little tower, to hop around and get all the frags with the support of Slemnish, and that secures their first round. There's 7 minutes left. I believe in miracles next time. We could go to Golden Cap if Ascent pulls out a miracle at this mid.
I mean, I think it would be fantastic, of course. A wonderful joy to see. It is just the first map if this does not go Ascent's way. Right now, they are sending 2 big bombing soldiers in. Laz gets taken out. Jay does get a trade there. It is Yomps, though. froyotech fairly pushed back. Banny very weak. He gets taken out. It is Habib and Nursey. Habib gets the kill on bot mode. Blaze behind, bouncing around in kitchen, but he gets taken out. Ascent do get the upper hand here. Uber charges are going to be equal. It's going to be a little bit harder to push through here in a second. But I'd say that the tempo is still in their favor.
Yeah, the beat is marching to the froyotech drum at this moment. 4-1, definitely in their favor. Even Ubers, they're trying to go into a Slemnish Uber, which immediately crumbles.
Yeah.
Nursey, though, gets bombed. Going to surf very patiently. Going to get forced, though, at the very end. So Laz doing a good job of making that work for his team. But Ascent doesn't have the numbers to defend this mid. They have to mount something here. Eric actually walks forward and doesn't care. Takes out Yite. Falls into bot mode's face, and with a little help, he will be able to push him out. And froyotech reconnects onto this mid. And actually, Habib slashed at the J escape and prevented him from getting out. And now a disconnected bot mode gets air shot by Blaze. But a nice bomb from Laz is actually going to get a little bit of damage onto Nursey. It takes her out. And Ascent might be able to bounce something here. Laz, though, will fall. And Skis can't quite survive. The respawns are all the way in the back lines. And Yite actually managed to sneak up onto Habib. 2 shots. 3. No, come on. It's taken out.
That was unfortunate by him. Jay does get the finish on Eric. Jay trying to push out here as well, but Banny stuffing him with some huge mid-air shots. Throws out the question mark. I mean, I like to throw out the question mark in games of Dota when people make some questionable plays, but I mean, that was just straight up. I mean, he got destroyed, let's be real, but that was more of like a dot of like, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, right now Ascent still not giving up, though. They lost skis, and now Eric's actually going to the back lines. He's going straight for the last cap.
Oh!
It's going to be his.
Laz destroys Habib over on second. Nursey will get the frag there, but you're right. Eric getting the capture, another back cap. He got 40% of the captures of the rounds with just back caps. And well, that'll do it for our first map here. 5-1 to froyotech. A surge of energy from Ascent, and could get some confidence as we start to head towards our second match. And well, we have some fantastic analysts here. We got highfive, zilly, led by BILLDOZER. And Bill, what were your thoughts on that? Is Ascent making moves in the right direction? Can they make the changes they need in the second map?
Well, you certainly saw them making moves there in that second half. You saw some off-kilter plays coming out of them. You saw them open up with that Kritzkrieg. You saw some other kinds of off-classing, such as Jay going spy. You saw him spawning in the back spawns as sniper, trying to disrupt froyotech in some way and try and knock them off their game. Didn't work too well. They were able to take a round mostly off of the back of Slemnish's God carry play. But overall, froyotech kind of slammed the door on them and said, no, you cannot get any more than that. Highfive and Zilly, what did you guys see?
I think Ascent was just desperately trying to search through their playbook to see if they could find anything to give them any sort of momentum going, and it didn't really work. I think that the plays that they were trying to work with weren't their strengths, and they kind of gave up on their strengths that kept the first half like somewhat close.
What would you say the strengths are, real quick?
Slemish on sniper, basically.
Really?
I think that's their strongest play, and it definitely is one of their, like, it's definitely one that like gets them picks, but at the same time, I feel like going crits to try to catch them off guard is just, you know, it's such a big gamble at a point where like
I gotta be honest, I love the crits gamble. I love the crits gamble there.
You loved it, but it definitely
yeah. I mean, it didn't work out.
Slapped them in the face, and they lost instantly, and it put them in a bigger hole than the one they were already in. Like starting the half down 2 rounds, you don't have to go for that gamble right away. But they definitely wanted to catch them, and it just came down to Botmood clutching it. And I definitely think Botmood is just outclassed by Habib, and that's like the biggest story to me.
I liked seeing the extra confidence out of him, though. That was like what I wanted to see going into the half. A little bit more confidence from Botmood. Like,
they were definitely come here and analyze.
They were definitely getting a lot more mileage out of their even Uber exchanges. I feel like basically when they were playing for like as desperate as possible when time was running out, they were getting a lot more mileage out of that than anything else.
I think that's why I'm a little surprised when you say that Slem Sniper is the best play for them, because in that quote-unquote garbage time, like the end time where they were just going super aggressive, both their soldiers in, and Slem just fearlessly going forward with the heals, I feel like that was working best for them. Even though it got them pinched a couple times with those back caps, Banny coming in through lower when they were in on 2, like I feel like that's their strength.
Backcaps are just heartbreaking that Eric can get away with it like 3 times in like 3 rounds. They just have to clean that up, honestly.
All right, now everybody give a big warm welcome to Sandblast, who's joined us for this analysis. Sandblast, how you doing?
Good, yeah, sorry. I was late. I had things planned. But when I was like watching, I already had like in my mind that the only way that Ascent can probably beat this team is if Botmood keeps up with Habib. That's the only chance I think they're gonna even like win the series. Like Slemnish is dropping 50 kills. Yates doing well as Laz had a lot of opportunities to get forces. But on a lot of these transitions, Habib is doing actually so much damage and getting so many kills that it leaves them with like nothing, like no space for them to do anything. Like, he actually destroyed them. In every Uber, he was jumping and getting insane kills. Doubling, actually almost tripling bot mode's kills, and doing so much more damage than him. Like I said, I feel like the only way Ascent's going to come back... I don't know what the next map is off the top of my head. Do you guys know? Process, yeah. I feel like Habib or bot mode needs to really step up if they want to even like make this more closer, a little bit more convincing for Ascent.
Yeah, speaking of kill counts for the viewers at home, you're gonna like this. I think it was highfive that said Habib is gonna drop 50 kills and get 300 DPM. Habib dropped 49 kills and 325 DPM in that last game, compared to bot mode's 19 kills. But we did see Slemnish come in with 53 frags to lead his team. So when you look at the frag counts, everybody was hitting their shots. You didn't see too bad performances, but TF2 is a game of inches. And when it comes to inches, froyotech is packing it.
And that's why I like the crits play though. I like the crits play because what if bot mode just like got 6 kills? He's just like feeling himself.
High risk, high reward, man. High risk, high reward.
Yeah, you got to play to win.
You got to play to win. You can't play to not lose.
I mean,
Difference.
One thing I'm looking forward to on Process is I just think Froyotech is just better than Ascent on Snakewater, but I think that Ascent has a much better chance on Process. I know it's their pick, so it's a little bit redundant to say that, but seeing Froyotech play Process, scrimming them the entire season, I've always felt like Ascent has always been the harder team to play against on Process, personally. I think it's going to be a lot closer than a 5-1, as long as bot mode kind of activates a little bit, get in the right state of mind, and starts playing a lot better. I think he's going to do better. That was just map 1, like I said. You can afford to lose map 1, especially with the Cider being product, which could go honestly either way.
I think Process is an easier demo map to play as well.
Oh, 1000%. Up top is such a crucial part of mids, and it's so easy as a demo to like just pressure up top. It's very easy to hit that area. It's not like Snakewater. Snakewater you can kind of dodge a little bit more, but all the high ground on top of mid is so narrow.
Maybe we'll see the Slem sniper.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that. Process is, if you're going to commit to this sniper play, Process is certainly a better map for it because it's a lot easier to try and get into points with the sniper as opposed to Snakewater, which is all doorways. Everything is so much farther apart in Process that if you get a pick, suddenly an entire route is open to you when you can still spam things pretty well from different spots on Snakewater. So I think that if they keep running Slum on Sniper, they could probably find a little more success on this one compared to Snakewater.
They're definitely confident in playing Process. I think they picked it in the last best of 3 as well. I'm not sure. I have to go back and check, but I think it's more... I think even if they didn't pick it, I know that it's a map that they prefer to play, like personally from talking to them.
If I had to give my honest predictions, I mean, I think the scouts from Ascent are playing great right now. I could probably say that this map could go either way. I couldn't even give like an honest scoreline. It's going to be such an insane map. As long as they don't stalemate a lot, I think this is going to be one of the most volatile maps to play on besides product. That's 5 CP because Habib can just jump in the skybox. Both the soldiers can jump in the skybox. The mids are pretty much everywhere on this map is scout playground. It's one of the best scout maps in the game, in my personal opinion.
I think it's all about Process has a lot of visibility. Is what I like to say. There's going to be less backcaps, more sniper, and just a lot of soldiers in the air, man. I think
I think Process is kind of like a backcap heaven at times for some scouts.
Backcapping on Process has a lot of nooks and crannies you got to check, but
I've seen Eric get so many backups on every map, and Process is like one that kind of stands out to you.
I mean, if he's gonna get 3 backups like he did in the first map, it's gonna be over for Froyo if they're not gonna diligently check things.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
So we've talked about the demo man. We talked about the scouts. I want to talk about Blaze real quick. He actually sort of quiet in that first map, 17 kills, 43 deaths. What are you guys' thoughts on how the soldier battle is going to unfold here on Process?
Yeah, you think he's quiet. You look at the spreadsheet. It's like, 17 and 43. Dang, he sucks.
But also got 18 he got 18 forces.
Blaze is a genius. He gets 20 forces, sets up people for easy plays. He probably like set up Eric for like so many picks on the fly.
That KD is like that's the whole thing
that's
with
the
Blaze.
Lie in the game.
It's the Blaze KD.
I have to imagine at least one of those back caps was completely off the back of Blaze, either calling something or
like delaying
setting
something,
delaying something, or setting something
just
up.
making it so Eric's just invisible.
Right. So I don't know, like compare the soldiers. Like we said on Snake that Jay and Laz were a little maybe not on the same page. It looked a little bit better at the end of Snake, so I think if they can keep that up, it's going to look a bit more even.
I watched a lot of Laz on Snakewater because, in my opinion, I think he's probably one of the best roamers in the game right now, if not the best. I think he has some of the best mechanics.
He's been one for a while.
Yeah,
best mechanics is easy,
best mechanics, best death matching. I think he has some of the best, pretty much everything roamer in the world. I think when he goes to I-65, he's also going to prove it. But he had a lot of huge impact plays on Snakewater that I think went under the radar. He got a lot of kills on Abib, got a lot of great damage on Abib that was kind of able to suppress him in some situations, and also had a lot of incredible forces on Nursey. I just think that the soldiers for Ascent, I think the biggest thing that they're going to have to worry about is just making sure that they can just sink damage onto one part of the map, because Process, I feel like if the other team just takes one side and can kind of just lock you out from your pack, you pretty much just lost the mid. So I just feel like if they're able to just bomb one thing and coordinate landing on Abib or coordinate landing on scouts and manage to live, if not get easy trades, I think we're going to be in for a pretty solid start for Ascent. They can get their soldiers.
Steps, dude. One kill, you work off that.
That definitely just needs to find their game plan. They've definitely thought about this a lot, and they just need to put it into play.
I do think we're going to go live here shortly in the next couple minutes. It looks like we have 6 in server, and I think they actually already paused like super early. So any like last minute thoughts or predictions you guys want to throw out there?
No.
I think that if Ascent does take this, it's going to be kind of similar to that Granary game. It's not going to be a 5-round
4-2 Ascent.
I'm surprised that they didn't try to throw it to propaganda. Actually,
Froyo I think they were trying to make that a decider. Froyo banned it super late. I was looking at their picks and bans during the downtime. Froyo actually banned it quite early with the last 2 bans they had.
I'm just surprised that that's not like a map that they would have wanted to even try out in any match, but actually Ascent is pretty prolific at it.
Quick prompt: if we do go to a second BO3, we'll just have another pick ban process, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they redo pick bans and match comms, I believe.
Cool, yeah. So we'll see if propaganda pulls out there. I mean, certainly I feel like a team like Ascent, if you're going to pull off an upset against froyotech, you have to pull out some new tech. Sometimes that's just as simple as a map that froyotech might be kind of uncomfortable with. Sometimes it might be that
love to see the wild card map, dude.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, watching Ascent play that map, easily scrimming them on it and watching them play a couple matches on it, easily the best team in North America on that map. They have some of the best coordination on that map. And in my opinion, I think they have the best soldiers right now, as long as their coordination's on par. And for a map like that, that's going to be something good. But enough of propaganda. It looks like we're actually going live here. That was our analyst desk coming in for a little bit. So shout out to highfive, zilly, and BILLDOZER here.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us for Map 2, ladies and gentlemen. We just had some excellent in-between map analysis from BILLDOZER, highfive, zilly. We're joined for this map. I'm eXtine, joined by Ro again, but joined for this map by Sandblast. How you doing, Sandblast?
Good, man, good. Ready to commentate on this little tri-cast that we have going on here.
Ooh, yeah, it's going to be beautiful. Ro and myself, we'll be trading back and forth. You might not be hearing too much of us. We want to get that Sandblast analysis coming through. Right now, first mid-fight underway, though. A little bit slow start.
Yeah, Blaze tried to get a little bit aggressive there, but landed on top. Decided to back off here. Couldn't quite get the pressure onto the players. And now Laz with the bomb. He's going to put in a little bit of work here, but with froyotech getting a little bit more frags in their favor. And Laz, if he can escape with his life, no, the sticky from Habib finds its mark. And he's so low on HP. Tries to get aired up. Will survive. This defense on Ascent is not going to be conceivable, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, pretty much just J-lagged out that mid.
Unfortunate. Oh, yeah, that is where the pause comes in. froyotech will probably pump the brakes a little bit here so they can finish up their charge. We'll see how they come in, though.
I mean, you're just going to kind of see like a simple sacks here from Froyo. They're going to take it very, very slow, very methodical. They're just going to keep trying to get Blaze and maybe also send Eric behind. Two-manning on this map is risky with how big the doors are and how many there you can actually go through.
Yeah, well, actually, way back in the day when Process was an early map is when I first learned about Blaze and his bombs, and I always thought he was the person who made those kind of bombs into second and off these ramps, but it was someone else whose name I forget. But was hoping to see some right there, but Blaze is just waiting very patiently outside the choke. Might actually find a pick onto Jay. He spots him out, and with a little help from Habib, he does get the frag. Actually, Habib did that all by himself. Blaze didn't do anything. Now Blaze bombs in.
Yeah, Blaze can't get the pop on skis. Blaze goes down, and Nursey and Yomp's going to back up. I want to talk about, oh, actually, exchange going on there. Slimish and Yomp's trading. I don't know if Yite's going to push forward here. Does have the medic with him, and they could pop here. Nursey's right there, so they are going to save Yite. Yite getting popped on with 20 health, trying to push forward. Nursey, though, pretty unscathed there. Oh, actually, here comes the bomb from Laz. Going to be able to get the pop, and then steals the health pack. So we'll continue kind of rampaging behind. Actually, can't create too much of a distraction. But before things get going again, I want to point out real quick, in the upper bracket finals, I wanted to call out that Habib was holding that choke by himself a lot while the whole other team posted through IT. I think it was very intentional to have Blaze hiding in that corner there while just Habib pushing choke.
A lot of pressure coming out from froyotech. They've gotten all the ground they can hope for, and Habib's trying to put on the pressure. Jay falls down as well as Yite, and it looks like Ascent is kind of shaken, not stirred.
That was Nursey getting the arrow kill on skis before the shutter could close. That was a brutal stamp on what might lead to this first round victory to froyotech.
I mean, that's kind of just textbook, like, pushing right there. Habib did an excellent job in IT there, getting the force out. He actually hit an incredible pipe on Slumnish, which was able to force out the Uber. Laz did a great job also getting the force out on a Nursey from mid, but they just weren't able to get much mileage off the force that that Habib got off them.
And over to this next mid, bot mode has made it to the pack, or tries to. Blaze keeping a tight rein on that area, the spam alone. And Habib also trying to get a little bit of an action there, cutting it off. A lot of players rotated on the right side, and froyotech have lost their first player, Blaze. And Laz has gone high and mighty into the face of Vanny, and immediately 2 rockets him down. But Eric has found his way behind through the sewers. He's going to quickly jump in, and Ned's going to be getting eyes on him. He's not afraid. He's got this locked and ready. Gets the frag with a little help from Slumnish. And Laz, so far forward, is actually going to be able to get a lot of ground from them and prevent Habib from defending the second.
Yeah, great job on mid. Great aggression from Ascent.
I mean, this last push is going to be tough to push in. Froyo's last hold is extremely good. I mean, we only have an engineer off class from Banny, so we're just going to try and see where Laz can try and, you know, wiggle his way in and try and get around the gun if possible to try and get on Nursey. But Nursey going to just orbit around the gun as much as possible. So Jay, Laz, and bot mode's their only objective right now is to try and get that gun. Yomp's actually playing a little too close and biting off more than he can chew, dying right there, super early.
Yeah, tense standoff here with Yomp's dead. They're going to try to find a way in. Jay and Laz bombing forward. Nursey does pop out eventually. Both of those soldiers have gone down for Ascent, though, so a little bit of a nervous moment as Ascent back up here. Looks like we have had another pause here, though.
It's unfortunate because these pauses could be just like any disconnects. If they're happening once again on the side of Ascent, they're kind of losing these battles and losing the momentum they need. And there's even a potential that Nursey, using not intentionally, but just so happens that they might be getting Uber during whatever pause is happening. So it could be unfortunate if that is the case.
What do you think of that push in the last in the defense, Sandblast?
I mean, for their last one, I mean, it was good. I mean, they probably wouldn't have gotten force if Yomps just didn't die. That gave them the confidence they needed, especially a splash class on last is one of your most important things to have. Besides, like, in my opinion, I think having splash classes is by far one of the most vital things you need. The doors on process getting into last are also small. having Yamps die there, that loses very crucial spam that can stop players from peeking, that can stop players from, you know, maybe a sniper trying to walk in and shoot the medic. Having situations like that where Yamps dying and them going as far as to getting a force off of it is some of the best play you're going to see. That's the absolute best value besides a drop. So all Ascent needs to do right now is wait for their spawners, wait for Jay and Laz, take their time. They have around 45, 30, 39 seconds or however long it takes to build an Uber to really assess what they want to do. They have the time to look at their last hold, how they want to approach it, what they're going to focus. As long as each player has a role and what they're going to do, as long as they can accomplish their role, they're going to win the round. But as long as Ascent just plays safe and reserved and not get pressured by the time, they're already down a round, but they have almost 55 minutes left in the entire BO3. So
yeah, that's definitely very young and not too much that they have to worry about from that performance in the first round.
And also, now that we're at this position where we see that the Uber from froyotech is ending inside the lobby and so far behind with the respawning soldiers here at any moment, how do you think this is going to work out for them, Sandblast? Do you think they're going to beef this last push, or do they have what it takes to kind of rally whatever kind of strategy it is to push into last with full Uber ad?
Well, I mean, right now, Banny is on sniper. He's probably going to switch back over to engineer, maybe stay sniper because they have no soldiers. So this is the situation I'm saying. The spam is going to be a little bit weak from Ascent. So this is an opportunity for Banny to try and get an angle, to try and maybe swing wide, take a hero shot, maybe throw out. We just some pause, but we're not going to see any action immediately. Again, just waiting for bot mode or the two soldiers from Ascent to spawn. As long as they're able to find Banny and lock down the doors, we should be fine.
Oh, and so much damage. He's locked out with the sentry, or the stickies, not the sentry. Demoman firing sentries is the patch that we're waiting for, folks. Sorry for spoiling. I signed a non-disclosure, so I'm gonna leave now before I get sued.
Right up there with the guard dog patch, right?
Yes.
Ubercharge has been popped in here. Slim is trying to push in the secret. As Nursey back on the... Oh, gosh, she gets taken out. Slimish and Laz down, though. Ascent trying to control this point here. Sticky's on it still, but they're making progress forward.
Bot mode is absolutely insane. Having so much impact in that last fight with, I think it was Yamps bombing over his head to try and contest the point. Bot mode just absolutely destroying it with a huge air pipe to close out that round. But very good last fight from bot mode. He kind of just secured that for them, doing a bunch of damage.
And Ascent tied for the first time since this match started at 0-0. That's Ascent as we roll out to mid here again.
It might be a conspiracy if Jay lags out in the middle of this match. I'm already seeing him kind of going into a PowerPoint slide as he tries to airshot Banny. And has one last opportunity to go for a bomb here, but gets juggled by Yamps. He gets picked off by Slimish here, who's pretty much the last player alive with a little help from bot mode. Maybe they can pull something off. Actually, Yite is still alive, so this is an even ulti quadro going on right now. 4v4 with all scouts, demo, and medic in tow. We're seeing how they can try and make some pressure here. Nurse is going to be very close to getting this Uber, and bot mode gets locked out. Skis falls. It looks like froyotech had the better DM this time around, and in full return to bot mode's air shot and a reply, don't, to winning that round, Eric and Habib respond, don't.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there in that 4v4. Yite, the first one to go down, but I think Habib, most likely the big winner there in terms of damage, swinging that entire fight in the direction of froyotech.
I'm saying bot mode has to keep up with the pace of Habib. Missing those shots there is going to cost him. But again, pretty standard last hold. Engineer sniper. Just going to see how Ascent can try and hold this out here.
Yeah, Jay definitely has some options on sniper here. Dropping a soldier for the off class. Not all the teams do that. Ubercharge has come in here. Habib has gotten the sentry gun. froyotech still flirting around on the left-hand side of the point, trying to clear those stickies on it. Plenty of capture time by one of the scouts. Habib getting some frags on the side. Bot mode down. Jay trying to fight, trying to salvage this. Nursey trying to hit some arrows on a Habib from the back lines. It's just 3 players up for froyotech though, and those players lit as Nursey unable to connect. She's backing up on stairs, but Eric taken out as well. Nursey will be able to round the corner. She's hiding on IT side, picks up the health back, but she's going to get trapped and taken down.
Yite played his life so good in that last fight there. He stayed alive for such a long time and was able to actually find a kill on the Blaze there. If he wasn't able to get that kill on the Blaze, and Blaze was able to catch a bow from Nursey, that probably would have been the round for Ascent, for Froyo there, because... But Yite's survivability was actually so insane right there.
Banny's trying to hide in forward spawn as Sniper, still in there. And meanwhile, this fight on mid is just like not going froyotech's way. Banny pretty ineffective, and he's going to switch off finally. That puts him back on second. The pressure forward from Ascent. They do get the kill on Yomps. Yite goes down. There goes Jay as well, though. They needed to keep fighting here. Slimnish very weak. Banny on the point. Slimnish going to get finished off by Banny. Banny pushing forward, gets another pistol kill. Once more. He's going to have support from Blaze. Blaze can't get the skip forward, or at least just chooses not to. Good fight for Froyo there.
That's some proper quad pistol right there, if I've ever seen it.
Ooh, but then he overextends and gets taken out here as Yite manages to get that frag, but Skis has been left all alone, and Blaze bombs in from the IT area just outside. And now it looks like it's going to be froyotech maintaining some very strong Uber advantage here. And we'll see how they're going to be working with it, as they've still owned mid because Ascent kind of overextended trying to get deep, and they lost all their players as soon as Benny unlocked his quad mode.
Well, the biggest problem there is Slimnish was dead the whole time because they're not even going to be able to have a chance to ult too. Yite left his medic. He got too overzealous and ran at Banny there to try and get that kill, which he did. But that left Blaze a golden opportunity to just land on skis and 2-rocket him.
froyotech getting pretty aggressively here as the second point getting captured up. Uber charge popped out already. Habib trying to clear those stickies off with his own. Also controlling the spawn doors. Blaze Yomps very far forward. Blaze up in heaven. Laz trying to get in here. He bombs across, does clear the point out a little bit. Blaze then trying to follow up, but he gets shoved back as well. Habib very lit. It's actually going to be the scouts coming in here, finishing off for froyotech 2-1 now.
Sandblast.
Oh.
I want you to cover this mid. Who's going to be doing the hotness?
Oh. Well, I'm going to watch Habib because Habib is having an absolutely incredible BO3 right now. So Habib's just kind of playing on the left side. He's just trying to get as much damage out into the scouts as possible because arguably the best class, which he's doing his job excellent, hitting Slimnish down to half HP and hitting an incredible pipe on Yite. This mid's already over. Habib already won them the mid just by walking left side, and he's doing so much damage.
Oh my god.
Pushing left side and getting 2 insane picks. Oh my god, but Jay unpaid. This is the last rocket. That mid was all Habib. All eyes on Haas right there, hitting every single sticky, locking them out, and getting 2 kills, and easily doing over like almost 1,000 damage.
Yeah, Blaze could follow up as well, really solidifying that fight. They're feeling themselves now.
And Ascent is trying to get this defense lined up. Got the engineer whacking away, pulling off some respawns to get that sentry up to at least level 2 in time for this defense. Nursey has her Uber and is pushing into this lobby. Habib's ready to roll. He knows what his job is. He goes straight for the sentry, takes it out. Yite rotates out through spawn. Jay's trying to keep a lockdown over in the rollout here while this Uber is finishing up. They're getting time on point. Eric is just sitting on the corner, and a bomb is coming in from Jay trying to delay this cap as long as possible. Banny jumps around the corner trying to get onto Slimnish, but he's getting arrowed up and survives just long enough. Nursey is the last one alive, hiding up top, gonna try and do 2 kills all her own. Can she get a third? No, they're too healthy, but definitely gonna be putting that onto her fridge later tonight. Got 2 frags on the last push.
Yeah, pretty funny stuff there.
That was very unfortunate because that's actually gonna slow Ascent down a lot. They had 6 people up on last, but Nursey and Skis getting taken down from Banny there. Oh, and Eric on Sniper. Blaze and the flank of froyotech finding incredible frags, and Eric hitting another body shot, insulting Laz with the question mark in chat. Oh my god. So unfortunate.
Yeah, it's been rough for Ascent recently. froyotech trying to pour it on, trying to take this to the halftime. Make a quick night of it.
I mean, I was hoping we could probably see a second BO3, but I mean, with how Ascent is getting, Skis has been getting caught out in situations where it makes no sense. I don't know if it's a cohesion thing with players not around him in the right situation. I don't know, but he needs to live more because Nursey is not dying to these stray soldiers as much as Skis is, and that is arguably probably the second worst thing. That's probably the second biggest reason why they're losing this match right now.
Yeah, it's a very big difference in points on the scoreboard, which obviously don't tell the full story, but 45 to 28 between the mechs. Obviously something's not quite right.
But Laz actually able to slow things down long enough with that frag over to the left lobby. Manny biting off more than he can chew. They slowed it down enough for Ascent to finish off this Uber and have a rousing defense lined up here. Sentry on the point, Uber's ready, and now they just got to worry about Eric, who's still lining up these shots from the one entrance. Oh, but he's committing to it. Oh, no!
Did have a look at Skis, but can't hit the shot. froyotech backing up momentarily to get those buffs back before they push forward again. Still have Eric on that sniper.
This is looking really good for froyotech. They keep getting the freedom to just send these players in, send Eric to go peek out as aggressively as he could. He almost got that shot, and Jay is not having any of it inside of this rollout. Blaze gets arrowed up though, survives. But Slemish is also lining up. Eric is not going to be ready for this as soon as he peeks. Banny as well, Yumps. Who's going to take it? None of them. Slemish also almost drops there, but gets arrowed back up to full. And he's feeling comfortable once again. But Eric, once again, rotated over to the right side. Doesn't opt to go quite into the fray of stickies on the field, but eventually he's going to commit to it. And he's going to get that one-shot tap onto Skis. And it's going to be a sad day.
So this is like one of the most standard blast holds if the other team runs a sniper. Skis playing up close between 3 and 4, sentry gun in the center to deny soldiers, with your demo man watching 1 and 2. Habib able to kind of swing wide here and hit.
Yeah.
Okay. They need to shoot a beam. There we go. But bot mode is doing a great job controlling rollout in 1 for the sniper because he's not really able to swing wide on here. But nothing really too crazy, no spy yet. Slemnish also on sniper to try and find the pick onto Eric here. Nothing really aggressive. Benny trying to spot to see if Eric can kind of swing wide. The only chance Eric has of a shot is 5 right now. It's not in visual of the gun, and Skis is actually in position to get shot there. If Eric can sneak his way in the lobby and not get seen, that is the only chance Eric has. Never mind, he just got domed. So this is a sense opportunity to actually push out a last here. They just need to be very careful on what door they pick and kind of guess correctly based off where Habib's standing, so they do not get forced out. And that's actually the pick that they need to get out of last year. Off the engineer, off the sniper, has to get off the stat before Eric's back into the fight.
And peeking shutter takes a little bit of damage on Slemish. They got to back up for a second, but they're still going to try to push through here. And they traded Yite for Yomps. Bot mode comes out, but Banny jumping around. Bot mode just by himself. Can't get the damage on Banny, who gets that kill. And he gets dropped. I've been wearing my Pop It Don't Drop It t-shirt. You know what? That's a lot catchier than pop it on your teammate, don't drop your teammate. But Skis has to remember that. It's already been a couple times tonight. He's let people die in his face. You can't do that.
I mean, Ascent has had a strong last hold. Uber's coming right through 1. Froyo did not really spot that well. There's still a gun up from Yite. It's in position. It's doing some damage. It's still up. It's only level 1 though, but that's still something they're going to have to focus down, which he just gets down. Ascent still has incredible health. Health from froyotech isn't that good right now. Everyone's balled up on the right hand side besides Eric. The flank coming in right now. Yomps and Eric doing insane damage, but huge air shot from Jay on the Yomps. But it's going to get traded out by Blaze there. Laz and Spawn going to do a speed shot into roll right in the face of Nursey. And Habib going to get 2 kills there. But Banny sitting by a 1 door in position to try and take him on the light. Shuts him down. And 2 shots him down. Incredible play from the soldiers of Ascent. Huge air shot from Jay. And also incredible initiative from Laz to jump into Raw and find pretty much those 2 frags.
You know what? I really wanted to see Yite drop a question mark, a period, something. At the same time, though, I'm also sort of the kind of guy that's like, I feel like you shouldn't have taunted there. I feel like you should have focused on the game. Right now, Ascent trying to turn it around.
But these forward spawn plays right now from Froyo here are so good. They actually have a sniper in the forwards, and they have to respect it so much. They're able to just collapse on all the frags now. Eric walking out for some reason, but bot mode versus Yomps right now.
Oh no!
Yomps and bot mode missing everything right now. Skis getting the kill on bot mode and living. Yom's trying to get the kill on last here. He's gonna find it. Skis making it out to last. Wow, that was crazy. Oh
yeah, that was crazy. I want to point one thing out real quick. I don't know. Do you think Skis should have ran away there? You think he should have stayed in there? I guess he's got charge to defend, so can't argue against that.
Oh,
no, he's gonna get caught now. Oh.
Yomps jumps in at the right moment, and that's where you gotta just not stand there, dude. That's where the death happens. Right inside the rollout room where there's no room to juggle or surf from a rocket, and it was just aptly timed, just amazing timing from Yomps, who's been doing this previously in the Snakewater match. He did do that quite often and actually got a couple important medic frags here. So now froyotech is rushing in, Habib blocking out the left side with some stickies, roaching over the right side. The gun finally falls down with a little help from Habib. The time on point is so strong. Eric is just finally falling down. Banny, though, lingering around this point. He just needs to walk towards it, and Yite is desperate. He's rotating left and right, but that's going to be it. The first half, 3-1. froyotech commanding lead, but Ascent definitely showing that they have some bones, some strength.
Yeah, I got their first round on the board there. Playing a lot better. You know, I think it's a rough situation there with Skis in that fight on mid.
Is that there's a complete oh man.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Welcome.
I'm worried they're gonna ready up real quick, so let's go quick to the analysis.
Yeah, we got our analysis here again.
What do you want us to say?
Analyze.
Analyze. We don't know.
Well,
That's what we asked you.
I mean, here's a straight up question. If you want a question, you know, that last fight there on mid, do you think Ski should have stayed in with his players? I've gotten in debates with medics that I've played with, medics that I've coached, where I'm like, you have to believe in your team. You know, like if you run away in certain situations, you want to live, but it was a 3v3 and he dodged it.
Skis knows that he like has a guarantee, like he has an ad, right? And like, and it's like in the back of his mind, it's guaranteed that okay, we lose this fight, but if I stay alive here, we still have ad. And the problem was that he didn't fully commit to, or they didn't fully commit to like protecting Skis and playing the advantage. So they lose because of that. So he basically like, okay, we can take the fight, win it, that would be cool. But like, I don't know. At this point, like the score is what, 2-1. He's gonna 3-1 at the time, 2-1. At the time, 2-1. So he's thinking in the long run, I'll just play the ad and win, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, the thing with that play though was like when he backed out, I was watching him and Slumnish. He was literally inside Slumnish's like player model in rollout. He was so aggressive. If he just like played behind Slumnish like a couple more feet back, he would not have gotten caught out there. Slumnish would have not lost that 1v1.
I think there's definitely like a thing to be said of like if the fight is like a guaranteed win and you feel it, you're obviously gonna stay. But there must have been doubts like from maybe like not even maybe from not his POV, but from someone else's. Like there's the decision might not have just only been Skis', so you don't know.
What sucks is that the doubt from one player is going to affect what everyone else is doing.
Basically, The moment one guy says nay, everybody else is like, you know, well, what do we do? And Skis made the commitment call basically to leave.
I still want to say though, like the whole thing with bot mode not keeping up with Habib still remains very true. Yeah. Habib is doing so much in these fights and in last pushes that bot mode, he just can't keep up. I know bot mode can do it. He's done it before, but this is he needs to show that he can keep up with Habib and that he can also toe-to-toe with arguably the greatest demo man who's ever played the game.
He definitely is the best demo man to ever play the game.
Yeah. Oh, he set the bar, yeah.
That's our consensus. I think some old heads would
the most frustrating player to play. I feel like I don't know, like the only other player I think that you'd really bring into the discussion is the Watna, and I think that in the era where demo is absolutely neutered, I think could be kind of outshines him.
All right, let's not stray too far.
Yeah, I gotta chime in real quick just for the Europeans because Kadis also quite the demo mana as well. And Habib has proven himself against him, but you know, let's not forget about the big I-65 around the corner here. Show some respect to the top level European competition.
Habib won't be there, but you know,
I will not show respect. One thing I want to bring up that seemed to really be a B in a sense, Bonnet, was the sniper play in these forward spawns. You know, it just wastes a lot of time for your team. lets you get some spawns that are important as the rest of your team's trying to back out. Zilly, I think you had something to say about that.
Oh, of the class switching mine? Yeah, those are really dumb. I hate anybody who uses it. I even use it because I've just given up on, it's just so, you get full health, full ammo back, and you can do whatever you want. You just
my honor is still intact. I don't have a bind. I don't have a Banny bind.
Banny has his just like set up like perfectly. I think he has like one for every class, so you can instantly get on them.
Much, man.
Like
it's
his
so
is
game breaking.
His is just perfect.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me of playing b-ball and realizing you're like, I have 150 health, but I respawn instantly 2 feet behind where I am. I want 50 health.
Yeah, you just hit your kill button.
Yeah,
I honestly think like the biggest thing with that is also crit heals on last fights.
Yeah,
like the thing is like a lot of
that's
times.
A really good point.
If you noticed, a lot of these scouts will like win a 1v1, but also get rolled like 20 health. Hit resub key, go right to medic. Oh, I'm 185 again.
Then the last is just unpushable. It's great.
That's the biggest like thing that I think. What I argue, whatever league happens next, obviously since ESEA is done, should probably ban that.
The problem is
it's so busted.
You can't like ban people for switching classes. Like there's like a loadout bind and the class.
It has to be in an update somewhere.
Yeah.
You can also. You don't want subjective things, but you can also tell, like, did you switch to pyro just to switch back to scout?
Right, dude.
Or did you switch to, like, actually walk out? Because, an engineer or a heavy or something, like, they should have to walk back to the cabinet, basically, right? You guys are saying?
I love a demo man or a heavy, and you get them down to 10 health, they hit their bind. Oh, with demo man, it's especially broken, because their sticky trap still stays out when they hit it.
And
and they have more ammo.
Yeah, I did see that happen real quick. I think it was probably bot mode. Of course, froyotech weren't really on there last much, but he hit that bind real quick, and he was going to get killed through the door.
That did have a nice round win. I think bot mode actually did pop off on it.
In other news, though, about the stats, since we haven't talked about that much yet, the pretty much almost even kills across other classes, just except for bot mode and Jay. Yeah. I know Jay had some connection issues. 7 and 14 from Ascent's pocket, and also 7 and 11 again at the end of the first half for bot mode. Second time he went 7 and 11. By the way, it's pretty funny KD line there.
Playing soldier against froyotech is probably the hardest thing to do in the game.
1000%. I don't blame Jay.
Not even
for having those kills.
But in this like kind of context, you have to blame him. He has to play out of his mind basically. And it's really hard to do, but when you're in grand finals and you want to win, then you can't really
especially on processable maps too.
The problem is that Banny and Eric are just so aware of soldiers. It's like they just know.
That's what I was saying about process with the visibility, man. There's no escaping. You know, on process, man. The demo sees you and the scouts are seeing you at all times, man.
Well, our second half going to get underway here. Thanks so much for the analysis. Highfive, BILLDOZER, and Zilly. I'm joined by Ro and Sandblast. Ascent down 3-1, fighting for survival here in this ESEA Season 31 Invite Grand Finals. Blaze already getting a kill on bot mode.
Already off to a great start.
And they are going to they put a lot of damage on Yomps with these big health packs on the side of process, meaning that Yomps can just pick that up. Both the scouts are down though for froyotech. There goes Nursey as well. Ascent surging on this mid-fight. Habib limping away with 12 health.
Great counterplay there from Ascent. They lost bot mode instantly, but they channeled their aggression into one area, and they channeled it into their scouts. They were able to take down Banny and Eric so fast that they just have scout advantage. Like, scout's the best class to clean up on, best scout to DM on. And they were just able to clean up the soldiers and demomen. Nursey was also killed by Laz in the back end of that fight.
Yeah, things are looking up for Ascent right now. They've got their Uber advantage. They only have to worry about Eric, who's got a sniper sight line. He's rotated back, though. We'll be on to the heavy class with Habib up top. A lot of players have rotated quickly to try and come in, but there's actually a sticky trap waiting for them, but he's detonated it now. Trying to put some stickies onto the point here. They're not clearing it off. Ascent, you need a cap. This is the objective.
This is no. This is fine. This is fine. They just need to play frags, but not let Habib get 2 kills with sticky traps there.
Oh, Laz completely misses Nursey there. Nursey's still just skirting away. She survives completely.
That was 1000% winnable for Ascent. The point play could have been useful, but they had the play ride. They could have walked into them and killed Habib, but they didn't do either. You need to commit to one decision. They land on the point and they kill them, or they commit in all their players in like resources into Ascent while they're turtling, and cap off that.
Now froyotech moving into the IT with their full Uber. They're gonna pop it off immediately and send their scouts straight in. But I wonder if Jay can escape. He does. So that means every single player on Ascent has survived. And we've seen this earlier in the match on Snakewater. Nursey and everyone is just popping off very early trying to get in. And actually Benjamin has to find his way in. But Jay, he shoots the sky. And it's just enough splash to kill him. But the bomb comes in. Blaze manages to get a little help and take out bot mode, the demo man. But that's not going to stop Laz, who gets on top of Nursey. No heals to work with, even though they've lost their soldier and a demo man. They can still make something happen. They just got to keep Jay alive. And Yite is just stepping up to the plate. He's hitting all these shots, and Banny is just waiting patiently for a respawn that might not even be Nursey in the first wave.
I don't know how bot mode's getting caught out in the like he's just sitting in choke. Like they're all feeding into choke to try and get a pick because they know they're gonna lose the fight. But bot mode is just willingly dying there. He could have lived there 1000%. But we're gonna see if we can get a push here. They definitely are gonna push. Big headshot from Slemnish onto Banny. They're actually gonna trade headshots, and it's gonna be a pretty much easy push. Beautiful shot from Slemnish again on the Eric. That's gonna be the catalyst right in the last. But oh my God, Habib almost got an insane blind up though.
Yeah, great support there with that snipe. That really helped out Jay as he was pushed in, but was at an awkward situation as he hadn't gotten the frag. Ascent pushing forward, trying to get in on the right-hand side here. Some of their players have taken a little bit of damage, but they're able to get in pretty clean here. Blaze has gone down early. Sentry gun just level 1. Banny waiting for it to die before he switches off. Pressure on the point.
Beautiful play.
Time, and they get it.
They heard you, Sandblast.
Like I said, you got to commit to one thing, either the point or use your resources for the frags.
So Ascent drawing this closer, 3-2. It's a big confidence boost here as they're down one map in what is the first best of 3. Might be the only best of 3 if Froyo wins it, but Ascent trying to change that.
And froyotech have managed to take a lot of ground here on the left side. Blaze has jumped into the fray and immediately takes down 2 players, including the medic skis, and also juggles a little help from Yomps to take down these last players. Laz can't quite break the stronghold that is surrounding Nursey, and now it is just bot mode, who's apparently just standing still because he just can't quite get any shots left. All the way in the corner, away from the rest of his team. Laz just doing a phenomenal job with that bomb, immediately taking out what was a critical player in that mid.
Yeah, and one of those situations, I mean, it's been talked about a lot tonight. Bot mode needs to step up to Habib's level, and having difficulty finding the damage in a 1v1 versus Scout, so that he could actually, contribute to his team's fight. That Scout holding him at bay. And just as quickly as Ascent have brought this within 1 round, froyotech looking to push in with an Uber charge here and extend their lead again. The sentry gun goes down quickly. Yomps in early. As that Uber charge fades off him, he jumps forward but gets gunned down by the heavy weapons guy. Habib trying to stand on the point. Both the scouts fighting in heaven. Eric and Banny getting 2 frags. Skis and Slendish are down. Ascent though still have 4 players up and fighting. A scout on the point for froyotech. Habib in as well. It is just bot mode and he gets taken out.
Those 2 early frags are just skis and bot mode dying so early. It was just the nail in the coffin. All they have to do is just play around Nursey, call a focus, and you just win that single-handedly. But Ascent on their grand final lives here for the last round for froyotech. Watching this mid, my eyes on Laz. Gonna try and see if he can try and get some damage out on Habib. He has position to try and get it, but instantly denied by Eric. That was some of the almost unfortunate timing, but Slemnish and Slemnish and Jay are going to find the kill onto Habib. Slemnish also going to clean up Laz, but Banny's going to find the trade kill onto Jay. But Yom's pulling out the boomstick. Oh my God, it is a disaster for Ascent.
That arrow single-handedly saved that, because if both those scouts could have stayed alive, they could have taken out, Yomps, finished up and followed up onto Banny. And right now, Yomps, who is still alive, thanks to all the amazing heals coming up from Nursey, it's going to be working out in froyotech's favor right now. Jay has swapped a sniper. Is he going to activate right now? Is this the moment we've been waiting for?
Yeah, but we've certainly been looking for it. I know that fans in chat were calling for it. And with the double off class, this is a good opportunity for him to do it. We saw it briefly earlier, but just only so slightly. Ascent fighting for their lives here as the trash talk continues.
Laz is a silent man a lot of the times, but disrespect Laz, he will giveth the comeback. But froyotech here on their last Uber push, potentially of the last ESEA season. Slimnish and Jay fighting on the right-hand side. Laz gonna find a kill on the Yomps, but Banny and B gonna find 2 kills of their own. Banny as well gonna find Jay as well. This is it, and it looks like potentially, maybe, but the Uber just from skis. Let's go, baby, make a comeback. He's gonna pop the Uber off and get the last couple kills here. Only gonna find 1 frag. Nursey dying though is gonna be the only saving grace. But Eric, nah, you're checking that in every situation in the book in a 4-2 in grand finals. You don't check that, you're a bot. So that's gonna get caught out by Slimnish. The last situation here from Blaze is gonna try and maybe jump and make some space here. froyotech opting to try and fight this. Habib and Banny are committing everything they have in this fight. Oh my god! Huge air shot from bomb mode, but it's actually gonna put Yomps in the skis.
That shotgun.
And
Last
with
standing
that,
on Spire needs to get this capture. He has 0 health.
Yes!
What a huge air shot!
Down, baby!
The taunt. He gets the capture though.
Laz, the final. That was it. If Nursey or Banny just got that kill, it was it. But Banny saying consolation prize in chat.
That's pretty funny.
That's a good one. I'll go with that one. Say consolation prize, because I was a sick 2-rocket from my boy Laz.
I know, dude. That is honestly the reason I love watching Laz. He hits the insanest directs of his life. I've seen it on Metalworks Last when he's up against 2 players and has to defend to save the round. All the time, he knows how to aim them. He knows how to flick them. And that's why Laz is just my boy. I love it. Very awesome that he actually got the cap before he got cleaned up too. So,
like I said,
has managed to get a clean defense set up for them.
Right there is an example why Laz is arguably the best roamer in the game right now, and we're gonna see it on I-65 when Ascent does travel overseas. But again, Ascent managing to delay the dagger in their heart for a couple more minutes. They are only down 2 rounds. It is 1000% possible. I've seen 4-0 comebacks.
You've lived it.
I've done a 4-0 comeback.
Right.
So I know Ascent has it in them. Yike gonna find the kill on Engineer on the Blaze from the Sakin. Gonna just try and find some sort of ground that can get Jay to get an angle onto Nursey, because that is the only chance they have left to try and find a W in this game.
Yeah, Jay trying to work around his far left side from that lobby. Can sometimes get a peek, but Nursey back on top of Spire, so won't show her legs there. Keeping things discreet.
And this is just going to be the hardest last hold that froyotech is ever going to push him to.
Jay was thinking about Spy. I mean, it might have just been one of those situations where he's checking the off classes. Laz and Slimish, though, pushing forward, and they go down. Makes things a little bit awkward. 2 players were down for froyotech, but they have slightly quicker spawns under the circumstances. Banny has gotten taken out by Jay here.
I thought they were going to go for an exchange there. I thought froyotech just was going to try and go for like, hey, we're up 4-2, and we have a map advantage. We're just going to Uber.
Blaze on the Huntsman, by the way, as froyotech, quote-unquote, trying to close this out.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Blaze Huntsman. I'm gonna keep it real. Kind of a nuts weapon in the game if you actually know how to use it. Super, it's a big sleeper weapon.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good shout-out, callback to Platinum back in the day. But that was just a regular season match. This is the grand finals. But yeah, I casted a game recently where a Highlander spy busted out that Huntsman. The other caster was dismayed. I was disbelieving it, and then he got like 4 kills with it. So who knows?
He's actually lived out there.
Was it? I thought he was going for the taunt kill.
He was going for the taunt.
Was it a taunt? Oh,
yeah. I was trying to stick him with a sharp end.
They actually dropped Habib though, so this is the opportunity. Banny going behind here. He has to win a 2v1, but Yike and Slumdish are gonna hop on that opportunity, get their free kill there any day of the week. And Ascent finding the footing to come out of last year. If they deny this Habib spawn, they have no forward spawn to worry about right now. They can easily just walk into mid here without getting pretty much, well, they don't have Uber, so they should just be able to take this for free, but Yam's on the head of Slemish, not going to find anything. Jay and Laz are going to, oh, he almost gets out. Yams actually somehow gets out. Oh, you're going to take a lot of damage from bot mode, though, and bot mode actually going to find a nice pipe kill onto Eric there, and this is going to be a simple retake from Ascent there.
18 minutes left on the clock here. froyotech taking that set point for granted. Now Laz bombing forward. Jay has gotten taken out by a Habib trap. Laz still distracting behind. Skis with a slight overcharge advantage here, so Froyo can't push immediately. They're still kind of trying to see what their options are, though. Blaze pushing IT just a little bit. Overcharge has been popped out here in exchange, but Yomps get dropped. Blaze right here on IT, but he gets stuffed, body blocked as he walks out, and then Tyrone shot by bot mode as Blaze lands on the ground there. Eric dead, only 3 up for froyotech. Ascent charging forward here, oh my god! Habib though takes out Jay and gets the kill on Slim. Just the fight continuing here. Habib in some danger here, he's gonna go down. But it's still a scout and soldier. Nursey kind of disconnected from the team, wants to get out there, but Yomps, as he's fighting alone, gets taken out. Blaze with the skip jump forward, but actually goes past Ascent. Ascent still, well, now 3 people strong. But there's 3 people for froyotech on the point, and the reinforcements charging forward for Ascent. If they can stay in here and eventually build an overcharge, these deathmatch fights are going to be crucial. Jay coming in to support.
Bot mode has hit nothing that entire fight on any of the scouts, and Habib, off dying, rolls out and does so much more than bot mode has in that entire 30-second skirmish. He did not hit a single pipe, a single stick on the scouts. Jay wasn't able to clean up anything that entire fight because bot mode just didn't hit anything. I mean, oh man, that's so unfortunate.
Slemnish behind here, actually. He's looking around, but he's actually going to have a decent opportunity for a back cap here. There's a scout coming from last, as froyotech are going to have to pull back for this. Yomps getting back to the point, and Slemnish just going to try to delay as much further as he can while Ascent trying to recover here. But Jay getting picked off by Eric before he flees out of sewer. So Ascent 2 players down. They're going to have to reverse the momentum. Things are sort of going downhill now.
But it's only when you go downhill that you start to pick up speed. And I think Ascent are still on top of the mountain, and they're going to be able to make something happen here amidst this adversity. Right now, froyotech, though, trying to come in. They got a lot of aggression coming out from Blaze, who goes really fast. Slemish on the sniper, though, has scared froyotech completely out of the forward area.
And Eric Laz actually getting destroyed on the side there by Eric. He's still going to float into lobby, pick up that health back. He's very damaged. We'll get tracked down. It is a good distraction, though, as Blaze, Yomps, Habib all bombing forward. 2 players down, though. The fight continuing. Yike coming out here, getting in the face of Blaze, excuse me. Made that mistake the other night. And Habib still out here. Ubercharge out from Nursey. And 2 pipes down, Yike. Slemish on the sniper. Gonna get sticky down. Habib, great work.
See, I don't know if Ski's leaving there and dropping Yite is the play, but he has full ad, so they can make this work. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but they probably, maybe, potentially could have killed Nursey with the Uber because she wouldn't have been able to get out, and they just let Habib live. But Nursey already coming up at 50 Uber, so Ascent needs to find their way in ASAP, or it's just going to be a leapfrog situation. And when it's 4-2 and you're trying your best to close out these rounds, you need to find the fastest way in.
Yeah, under 15 minutes on the half, so Ascent, if they can get around quick, and they won't have to be too worried about the pace of their second round. Blaze flying around behind him will end up getting pistoled down by Yite. Slemnish 5 seconds away from respawning. Nursey less than 70%. Sticky's all over that rock.
Ascent is going in. They are a little weary because Nursey might have the Uber. She tried to make a fake call there, but actually wasn't building very efficiently, so there's still an opening for them to go into Nursey. But Nursey is now committing, trying to play this facade, but it's not going to work out. She takes a full-on rocket and then survives long enough to get this Uber off. So now Ascent is going to be backing off here, setting up a defense here with Slemnish, playing the high ground while Bano tries to rally together some kind of sticky traps or other area control right now.
Watch Blaze here, because the flank is wide open right now. He's in for free, kind of just spamming rockets. He has an opportunity to try and bomb in. Nursey and Skis are just going to have a simple Uber exchange. Banny has a sword out on the point right now. But oh, that's it. 2 frags coming out from 3 frags coming out from Froyo. This could be it. This actually might be the net. We thought it was last time, but Laz wasn't able to stop that cap in time. 3v6 coming into last. Laz trying to jump in. All of froyotech are coming in right now into spawn, and I think that's it. froyotech are your ESEA Season 31 Grand Final champions, and also the last season of ESEA comes to an end.
Yeah, very fitting that the Banny dominance continues. You know, I think that a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people watching would love to see a Cinderella story here of Ascent getting the upset. It's been the classico, though, of TF2, froyotech versus Ascent. There's been different variations of the team, of course, but this Mela-led effort has been ongoing for quite a while. They really put on a great fight here tonight, but yeah, unfortunately, just couldn't bring up the death match, couldn't quite make everything click together to get the win here. We're joined again by our analyst, BILLDOZER, highfive, and zilly. Some thoughts, BILLDOZER?
Well, regardless of how it looked, I feel like froyotech was very much in control of the entirety of that second half. Once they were on match point, holding second to last point, they started to screw around a little bit, have a little bit of fun, and I think it was at that point that Ascent got a little angry, and they were like, okay, let's stop this and actually play the game. And you saw them pushing back for a bit. It was good. They played confidently, and they did well. And then froyotech was like, okay, that's enough of that. Let's just finish the game.
Firm control from Froyo.
Froyo was playing like they had the best players in the game at most positions, and they do. Nursey and Habib in particular were pretty much like untouchable. And Banny just stays alive in every crucial fight. And every crucial fight that Ascent needed to win, they kind of just lost. And their last chance was when they had Uber advantage and they had the numbers. And they were so timid about what they wanted to do that Froyo kind of just took that uncertainty and just kind of, crushed them. They just took advantage of Ascent not being too nervous, maybe playing at match point. But I think there was Ascent definitely had a second win in that second half, and
yeah,
they definitely played better. But Froyo is just on another level.
I think Habib is just outstanding at his role and how much impact he has on froyotech. He really did have some of the most incredible plays in both those maps. Top fragging on his team, top damaging in the server, almost bottom deathing out of all the fraggers on the team. And like I said, if this match was going to be close at all, Botmo just had to play at Habib's pace. But Botmo just wasn't able to find the ground that Habib had. I mean, like I said, you were saying Banny was alive in every crucial fight. They had some of the best coordination I've seen from froyotech watching that in a lot of these transitions. The only time I was able to see Ascent take a round was off a mid-fight. It wasn't like in these transitions where like Ascent was like outplaying them or out DMing them. No, they lost almost every transition a lot of the time, but they still played great. That was still some great TF2 to watch. Also, some of the last ESEA we're ever going to see as well.
Yeah, it's certainly been.
It's completely over tonight. All 3 grand finals for tonight throughout every division.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know who won Open or IM.
Open, the Highlander team won.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know. Do we know who won IM yet?
Not sure.
Yeah, certainly want to give a shout out to ESEA for all of the memories over the years. Teamfortress.tv, the YouTube channel, has got a ton of video archives. And in fact, if you dig deep over on the XTV channel on YouTube, you can go all the way back to season 4. I'm not quite sure when our coverage kind of dipped off and things got handed over to Team Fortress TV, but a lot of history of ESEA is still available if you guys want to go through all of those archives. It's been fantastic. There's been, I don't know, just so much history, different dynasties, so many players that have gone on to fantastic things. Like if you watch those season 4, season 5 VODs, you'll be seeing like Seagull in there. And obviously we had another kind of wave of generation of players that went on to Overwatch, did great things. and ESEA making the business decision to have to move on. But this community still going strong, both in North America and globally. Globally, there's been a lot of events going on, a surge of lands in Australia, Asia Fortress continuing to put things on. In Europe, we've had the Copenhagen LAN, which was fantastic, Moscow LAN around the corner, the I-Series after that, and a surge of activity moving forward. In North America, there's been a bunch of community organizers popping up that are pushing pug groups, as well as, of course, a couple different league options. Please head over to teamfortress.tv to check out articles, information on that. And well, let's kind of get some final rundown. Anyone further thoughts on the game, as well as shout outs and stuff. We've had such a great crew joining us tonight. And of course, shout out to our producer, Looster, the other Team Fortress TV production crews that have been handling things tonight. Definitely, obviously, everybody that was here watching couldn't have been watching the IM game. So stay tuned to the YouTube for those VODs. Highfive, some thoughts from you on the night?
Goodbye, ESEA. Shoutouts to anyone I've ever played with on the team in ESEA. I don't know, man. The future is now.
I like it. BILLDOZER.
Yeah, obviously I want to shout out Lou. He's done a great job producing. He's done a great job, more importantly, organizing all of this, because he's been the one in charge of organizing streams and stuff like that. I got to know him a lot better this season, and it's been a pleasure doing that. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to my dad, Zachary. Got me where I am today. Without him, I would have nothing. And that's all.
Excellent. Zilly, let's hear from you, buddy.
Shout out to the Ascent guys, honestly. Really looking forward to seeing those guys play at LAN, and it's definitely a heartbreaking loss, especially in the final season. Shout out to everybody I played with too, same as S31, lots of memories playing ESEA. Hopefully maybe it'll get better. Who knows?
Yeah, I got a lot of belief in the future of TF2 and our community. Real quick before, of course, I keep passing the mic on. Just want to, quickly encourage people to get involved in their local LANs. Even if there's not, as big of a presence as, say, the RGB LAN, just, attending LAN is a lot of fun, and you would be surprised at what TF2ers are in your area. Just get an MGE server up, have a good time, just rep for the community, and just keep snowballing, because every time we have an event like that, everybody realizes how awesome it is, and it just keeps growing and growing. So, Ro, some final words from you, my friend.
I just want to say shout outs to ESEA for sometimes showing us games, and all the times that I could not tell you how many hours of my life have been spent waiting for a delayed ESEA game. But
sorry,
I wouldn't take them all back. I wouldn't take any of them back. It's been a good run, but like highfive said, the future is now, and TF2 is far from over. Yeah. And I'm just so thankful for everything that ESEA has done for allowing Team Fortress TV and all these other casting orgs to kind of step up and just talk about this game we love.
Sandblast, what you got for us, bud?
It's the last season of ESEA. A lot of my later high school and early post-grad life had some of TF2 in it. I met a lot of cool people through ESEA and TF2, especially at RGB LAN. It was cool to actually kind of tie a face to the people I play with, which is one of probably the coolest experience I've had. I played ESEA first in season 21, and those 10 seasons that I played, some of the most fun and competitive gaming I've had. Shout outs everyone I played on a team with, you are. Also Ford Gaming, the boys. We played great this season. Whatever opens up next, we'll try and get one last season there before RGB comes up in October, which would be awesome. Shout out to the entire TF2 community that kind of they always support ESEA and competitive TF2, and let's try and find the next league to play in if we stick around for long enough.
Hell yeah. A lot of kind of global-esque shout-outs there, but I also just really want to narrow in as well on the community administrators. that have helped out with the ESEA League. Our most current one was Try, who did a fantastic job of coming through for teams when there was problems and just kind of helping make sure that everything runs smoothly. Another one that was very influential was AFK. I want to give a shout out to him. He's an old school guy. And I know that there's a couple others that I've probably missed out. Real quick, if his mic is working. Looster, my friend, you got any words?
Hello, I'm alive. Yes, I have one of the first things I probably said here in the past. Oh my god, we've been going for almost 3 hours. Oh my god. Just a shout out to everybody for this past season. I'll make a huge sappy post probably on TFTV to make this short on here. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast this season. I've been spamming commands for leagues and for all the new leagues and all the new info. That's going to be everything that's be going on for next season. Since, as you all know, we're no longer doing ESEA. Also been spamming the fundraiser bind as well, since that is going to be the fundraiser for the prize pool for the next I series, as well as getting Ascent NA over there. So go ahead and check those out. I guess shout out to everybody on the TFTV staff. Shout out to Team Television 2, my probably first and last adventure into actually playing, I don't know, competitive TF2. I think I found him a little bit better producer than I am. Pocket
Impact frags.
Okay, I have a couple on Scout. So, and I had one by Backstab. I have that at least on my resume. But yeah, just thank you everybody. I'll put everything on TFTV. And one last shout out to Mitch. We have one final video that he made for us. That to kind of send off ESEA. Mitch has been very helpful with us and some of the final things with ESEA, making sure everything goes smoothly as possible. So unless anybody has one last final word, whatever that word might be.
I just wanted
we're ready to go.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out to that fundraiser one more time. Just, Ascent heading towards I-65. That's coming up around the corner. It's going to be fantastic. Also, just super quick, want to shout out the other organizations, long gone. But obviously the Team Fortress TV, everybody that helped out with XTV over the years, there's a lot of overlap there. There's some people that aren't active with Team Fortress TV, like Dr. Shadow Puppet. Also want to shout out TGBF.tv and Ponage TV. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
This is the end of ESEA Invite, ESEA Intermediate, ESEA Open, ESEA TF2. But it is not the end of TF2. We are just on to better and brighter things. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back.
Wait. And also a shout out to our previous coordinators for Team Fortress TV, both Console and Corn Pop, and I forget the guy before that.
Shout out to Enigma.
Yes, and also Enigma, who's kept our happy little site alive.
When the site went down yesterday.
And also when it went down yesterday. And yeah, so that's all of it. Now we can go to Looster, who will sign us off. eXtine, give us the peace out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everyone involved, thanks so much for tuning in. We had a fantastic time. I am eXtine, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!